Yo, shalom, shalom, Israel. Happy Sabbath. Brother Rick here.
Brother Quill.
I'm about to bring y'all lesson today on woman's nature and men's colossal responsibility to look over. Like I said, we are gonna enjoy the Sabbath day, and again, happy 13th day of the month of Ziph, second month of the year. We closing in on the Pentecost, and everybody is getting prepared for it. Everybody's excited for it. Let's keep that excitement going because, like I said, we want to definitely enjoy that. And of course, we oh, by the way, everybody's doing an excellent job as far as throughout the week. I'm seeing more and more people actually now, watching classes and engaging because obviously it ain't just a Sabbath day that we should be learning the scriptures and reading. We got all week, all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and get some shout outs to everybody that's in. Kit Kat Sketches. Katrina, she got on her quickly. Immediately, she's like, I'm getting on the chat. She's like, I'm gonna be the first one on. Christina, how you doing? Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Sister Victoria, grace and peace to the 12. Grace and peace be with you. Hopefully you're doing well. Shalom, shalom. Hey, Victoria's oldest. Hey, how you doing, Sister Elijah? Grace and peace. How you doing? Shalom, shalom. Sister Lawalayam. Peace be with you, sis. Peace be with you. Happy Sabbath. Brother Roger Reed, I see you back. Hey, shalom, shalom. Like I said, glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. I'm not sure how you got in contact with us, but hey, all praise to the Most High. Shalom, shalom. What's going on, Donnie? Grace and peace. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Oh, why my thing just drop all the way down? All right, here we go. All right. Let me see. How you doing? Hey, Gene, see you. Hey, we got two of the Florida in. Now we need Sean. And once Sean get in, the whole trio gonna be here. Let me see what we got. What's I'm looking for? I missed somebody. Somebody named. Oh, Darian. Hey, brother Darian. Hey, happy Sabbath to you. Happy Sabbath. Shalom, shalom. And we see Sister Danitha. Shalom, shalom. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. And brother Vic, see you in the. Everybody's in the house today, so let's get it.
ATL.
Yeah, ATL. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, Lord's will too. We be down in ATL soon. Like I said, me and Quill trying to get down there as soon as possible. Oh, Sister Kim. Hey, shalom, shalom. Peace be with you, sis. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. As soon as we get done, hey, Sean's like, nah, I'm here. Happy Sabbath to you. Happy Sabbath. And Sister Yalia, hey, peace be with you. Hey, like I said, glad to see everybody in the house. Like I said, everybody's in the building. Let's y'all know what to do. Let's engage. Let's grow. Let's build. Oh, said my brother's in Indy. Oh, shoot. Okay, hey, yeah, you're not too far from us then. Hey, yeah, you're not too far from us at all. Hey, so like
Good
I said,
to have you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Great tag. So we're gonna go into, like I said, woman's nature and men's colossal responsibility. All right, so we'll start off with Mark chapter 14, verse 3, and let's get it going before we send up praise.
This is Mark chapter 14 and verse 3. And being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious. And she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence and have been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever ye will, you may do them good. But me you have not always. She hath done what she could. She is come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she have done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her.
So, hey, never forget, whenever we preach this gospel, it's spoken to the 12 tribes, to the people that are in bondage right now, that are going through hell, that have transgressed the Lord God for not keeping his commandments. When we teach this gospel to tell those people to come back to the Lord, the descendants of the slaves, we always remember to memorialize the woman that put the ointment on the body of Jesus the Christ, our Messiah. So let's be thankful for that. So all praise to the Most High, and we can rise face Jerusalem. Oh, by the way, I see Sister Falele came in. Brother Esdras. Hey, like I said, hey, everybody in Brother Hit Vic's house today. Everybody, ATL's in the house. What's going on? Sister Chantel, hey, I see you. Grace and peace, sis. Grace and peace. Sis. Hey, happy Sabbath. Hopefully you're doing good. And Sister Samara, we see you in. Hey, shalom to the house of David. Shalom to the house of David. And hey, Sister Gabrielle, how you doing? Peace be with you, sis. Peace be with you. Hopefully you're doing well. And hey, like I said, we're ready to rise face Jerusalem, but right where we're rising, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you have not, and again, of course, y'all know, get your people in here, get them to learn the truth, keep these commandments. So let's rise face Jerusalem and send a word to the Most High. Blow trumpets. our forefathers, that you made your promises to, that you're going to lead us into the land of Canaan, which will be Jerusalem, the land that will be at eternal rest, the land where we'll no longer have to worry about being in bondage, being in servitude, or we'll no longer have to worry about battling our demons within us, the land where you'll take away all of our troubles, where there be no more pain, no more crying, no more death. Lord, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to have access to that land, to just be able to get there, because you said, blessed are those who have kept the commandments. They have right to the tree of life. And you give us the opportunity to have right to it. Because blessed are our eyes for our we see. And we thank you for just the opportunity, and give us the spirit to want to follow you, not to want to follow our own heart's lusts, our own desires, and believe in what we want to believe in, but we believe and do what you have told us. And again, Lord, we thank you for your mercy, your grace, and we pray that you watch over those that are traveling to and fro throughout the earth. We pray for the sick and the shut in. We pray for those that can't move around and can't get to where they need to get. And again, Lord, we thank you for all you've gotten us through. Just continue to strengthen us. Let the whole congregation of Israel say hallelujah.
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 In your son Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's get it. Let's get it. And right before we get going, I see Brother Moshe came in. Hey, what's going on, man? Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. All right, so let's go to Isaiah chapter 33, verse 22. We're gonna start off there right before we dive into the lesson. Like I said, we got a little bit to cover today. So you know what I'm saying, we got a little bit to cover. So let's make this thing happen. Let's make it happen. Let's see. Isaiah 30, 22. You can read it whenever you're ready.
This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 22. For the Lord is our judge, the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our king.
So,
he will say,
I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead, finish it.
He will save us.
All right, my bad. Yeah. Matter of fact, read that again from the top. I messed up. Well, I want that last part too. My bad. Go ahead.
Verse 22 from the top. For the Lord is our judge, the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our king. He will save us.
Yeah. Hey, you already said that he will save us. This Lord that is over us, our king, our ruler, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to, Killmonger ain't going to come in and be like, is this your king? And be whooping it. He's not going to be whooping his behind. It ain't going to happen. He is our king. He's our lawgiver. And he said he will save us, meaning nothing can stop him from delivering us from our current state. Nothing can stop him. It's up to us to be amongst those that he's going to deliver. Because remember, if he will save us, he will deliver us. And he is our king. And he's our lawgiver, the one that tells us what to do. Do you know what that means? He sets the precedence for right and wrong. And if he will fight for us, if we are on the opposite side, he will fight against us. And just understand, if you are fighting against God, you are fighting a losing battle, an absolute losing battle. So let's just understand, God sets the precedence for right and wrong. He is our lawgiver, our judge. So always remember, he's the one that's going to determine what's good and what's bad. So we can't think it's going to be any man, any woman, any wicked imagination in our heart. The right and wrong is determined by the Most High. Okay, so we must always remember that. So let's keep that in mind, and we're gonna get ready to dive into it. All right, woman's nature and men's colossal responsibility. So since we're talking about woman's nature, I'm gonna go read the definition of nature. And by the way, before we get on, I see you, Sister Gabby. Hey, grace and peace. Grace and peace, little sis. Hopefully you're doing good. All right. All right, let's go. First. Okay, nature. Hey, Quill, read that first bullet point from me right here. Yeah, so the definition of nature.
The innate or essential qualities or character of a person or animal.
So what I'm saying is the innate or essential qualities. So innate means it's something that's already there. It's something that it's just there. Like a bird. If you walk up to a bird, it's going to fly away because innately it's going to flee for safety. And the way it's going to flee, it's going to take to the sky. You know what I'm saying? If you go up, anybody's ever seen Lion King, you remember Timon. Innately, if you look up the meerkats are going to dive in them holes and they're going to take off. They're going to run through all them tunnels they got. You're not getting nowhere near them. You know what I'm saying? Innately, that's what they're going to do. Go into the hole and flee. So now we're going to understand when we're talking about a woman's nature, it is there. And now we'll look at the similar. Here's some synonyms: character, personality, disposition. Now I'm gonna click on disposition and we're gonna take a look at this word disposition. All right, Disposition, which is going to the same thing. A person's inherent qualities of mind or character. Again, their disposition, or one of the synonyms, makeup. It's part of how they were created. It's something that can't change no matter what, if you like it or not. That's what it is. And another word I want to get is inclination. And I'm gonna read inclination because that's another word that goes into nature or disposition. All right, inclination. Oh shoot, why did now? My bad, y'all. There we go. I did something slow. All right, inclination. A person's natural tendency or urge to act or feel in a particular way, a disposition or propensity. And then you go into it, tendency, propensity. So again, leaning, because again, an incline, like an inclined plane, is one that slopes from one way to the other, meaning there's something that's just going to happen. If you set a ball at the top of a mountain, it's going to roll down the mountain, and ain't nothing you can do about it. So what I want people to understand is when we're talking about the woman's nature, now we got to talk about the natural urge of a woman. So now let's go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Hey, and by the way, I see you, Sister Ariella. Grace and peace. Happy Sabbath to you. Happy Sabbath. All right. So the natural urge or the disposition of a woman, how a woman was going to do off top, right? Let's go ahead and let's get into it. Go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18.
Read.
And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him.
So he said, I will make him an help meet for him, because meat means something good, something profitable for you, something that will help you, something that will assist you. So now he said, I will make him a help meet for him. So I'm making something that's going to be for him. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8. So he says, not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a help meet for him. So now, right now, we're starting to see now, okay, the natural disposition or its makeup. So now we know that God's intention for the woman was to be a help to the man. That was his intention. All right. That was the purpose of a woman. All right. Read that. 1 Corinthians 11 and 8.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
Well,
neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
So now we're understanding, says, now the woman was created for the man. So the man wasn't created for the woman, which is what society would tell you right now. We see the woman was created for the man. Now we're gonna want to get more into this, because remember, again, as I said to class, the woman's nature and men's massive responsibility, because we have a huge responsibility for the women. But we're also going to talk about right now, we're going to dive into both the responsibility of the man and the nature of the woman, what they will naturally do, what they're inclined to do, what they would prefer to do if it was set, everything was set in its natural order. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. I see Sister Tamaya, grace and peace. Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath to you. Happy Sabbath.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 54.
Oh, you're first.
I'm first, no wonder.
Because I was looking for, I was like, hold on,
Yeah.
wait. I was like, hold on, 2nd Ezra. Yeah, my part, I was like, oh, it's on the right side. I was like, yeah, I think, yeah.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
So now we're talking about Adam. Adam was the first man. Adam was the God of the earth, right? Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
So he said he made the world for our sakes. Now, we're going to get an understanding of something. So if he made the world for our sakes, everything in the world, he made Adam and everything beneath Adam, because we know there was God, there was Christ who the Lord made for God's purpose, and then there was the man for Christ's purpose, then he made the woman for the man's purpose. So guess what? She is included in everything that the Lord made for our sakes. He made the lakes for our sakes. He made the animals for our sakes. He made the woman for our sakes. So being that he made the woman for our sakes, you know what he did? He made us ruler over all of those things, and he formed them for us to cooperate with us. See, I want you to understand that he formed the woman for us to cooperate with us. A lot of us don't really want to understand that because, and we'll kind of have this disposition towards women where we angry at them and mad at them and think they do this and this and that and the bad. No, they were actually formed to actually cooperate with us. So usually whatever's going on, they're cooperating with us in some way. They're responding to us in a certain way. So we're gonna go ahead and check this video. Fair use, fair use. We're going to, oh man, I lost all my, there it goes. All right, fair use. We're going to check out this first vid. All right. Hey, hopefully everybody can hear this. Okay, so it said, let me just go back to where it said. All right, a group of people tried to imitate the shepherd to call the sheep. All right. By the way, get John 10:27 for me. Okay, so the first man trying to call him, and if you just kind of pay attention, oh shit, there we go. They in the same place. They just sitting there. They're like, yeah, it ain't like nothing happened. He made this little sound. He trying to call. He called the sheep. They didn't listen. All right, let's go to the next one. Same thing, didn't work, right? Now, sis, now the shepherd's coming. The person that was the sheep were created for. I want to understand this. The sheep were created for this shepherd. Let's go on.
Yeah, come here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's oh my.
First of all, that's amazing. just understand. That's dope in the mug. Like that they'll come to you and they come to the voice of their shepherd. Well, that's the same thing with our sisters. Like, and I want to kind of throw this out there too, real quick. And I'm not doing the interracial marriage class that it's still coming. But what happens with a lot of our men is we start, we like basically want to give up and leave our sisters out to dry and be like, I'm gonna go and I'm divesting to the other nations. I'm gonna go deal with these other, women because our black women don't act right. And it's like at the end of the day, our sheep are just sitting out at the pasture, just waiting for, rabid wolves to take them off, and they'll be taken against their will because they're not going to go with it. They naturally respond to us because, and that's something I just heard. I was watching somebody's class today. It's talking about our women, what you would call an Israelite woman or a black woman. It takes a God to control them, to lead them, right? It takes the shepherd, you know what I'm saying? And we are the shepherds meant to guide them and direct them and give them, and protection and all of that stuff. We're meant for that. John chapter 10, verse 27.
This is John chapter 10 and verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
You see, he says his sheep hear his voice. His sheep. Now that also goes with our women. Our sisters, guess what? They hear our voices. They are naturally inclined to follow us. Everything about us is they're drawn to. Even whether they like us or not, they call us toxic and all of that stuff. They're drawn to us. They want to be with us. They want to, move in our direction. And I'm talking about especially the ones that have the voice of the shepherd, of the great shepherd Christ. If you have the voice of the great shepherd Christ, you move like Christ, you act like Christ, then we'll be drawn. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how that moves. We got to actually understand that the sheep hear the voice. Well, guess our sheep, our sisters are our sheep. They are naturally inclined to walk with us. A lot of times we don't really understand and think about that, and then we want to blame certain things on what's going on. Is because we have actually taken our sheep the wrong direction or just abandoned them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on, let me get to this. Hold on. Hey, Brother Moshe said they have to be taught not to follow us. Yeah, they do. They have to be taught to do that because actually they would normally, go the direction of us, but they kind of and thing is, I can't even, it ain't just that they follow and they're deceived. If you go early in John 10, he talks about, the true shepherd comes through the door, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it also lets you know too, the right sheep, I mean, the ones that don't follow the shepherd, those aren't the sheep you want to have anyway. But that's a whole nother thing. We'll get to that later. But let's go to Proverbs chapter 8, verse 4. Because I'm saying we got this massive responsibility, right? We got all these sheep that's gonna follow. Because we have, like I said, we have dominion over the animals, we have dominion over the heathen, and we have dominion over our women. And of course, we know the women have dominion over children. We have dominion over them too. But because the sheep, the children will follow the voice of their mothers. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do. But the mother's direction is gonna be jacked up if the man's direction is jacked up. If the man doesn't even give them direction, then they ain't gonna have nowhere to go. So let's see if God gave us instructions on how to guide the sheep. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men.
What?
O men.
O men, read.
I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
See, his voice is to the sons of man. He's trying, because our shepherd is trying to speak to us. He's giving us a way to go. He's trying to tell us what to do, show us how to lead. And then we have to be like, all right, go this way. Because our shepherd told us to care for y'all that way, to be good stewards of y'all and the flock. We have to, because that's another thing too. We got to be good stewards of the flock. A lot of us we're not stewards at all, actually, but that's another thing I might touch on later. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 42, verse 13. Because here's one thing. A major part of our responsibility, like I said, is to properly guide what's under our management. Because again, remember, thou madest the world for our sakes. He made the world and the women in it. So if the women that's in this world are made for our sakes, what we have to do is actually manage them correctly. We actually have to. All right, it's going on. So it's up to us. When they carry themselves a certain way, it's because it's us. It is 100% on us, and I'm gonna touch on that later. Go ahead. For Ecclesiastes 42:13.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 42 and verse 13.
Right.
For from garments cometh a moth,
Right.
and from women wickedness.
Hold on. Now, people gonna be like, hold on. Well, how you gonna say you nigga talk about women being wicked and we supposed to guide them? It goes back to the natural disposition. The woman's natural disposition is to be more wicked than us. Yes, we know that the heart is deceitful above all things. So the men, we have an inclination to go off as well. But we have a shepherd over us that we're supposed to follow and listen to. So we're inclined to listen to Christ. Y'all are inclined to listen to us. But it says wickedness comes from the woman. So what's that telling us is that he gave us a job and expected us to direct something that is much more inclined to destroy itself. Because right there you see the wickedness comes women. So if we know that women are inclined to destroy themselves, then our job is tougher than we can imagine. That's why you see scriptures in Ephesians 5 that talks about we got to be patient with them, and we got to do all of these things. We have to have more grace on them. We have to direct them in a certain way. We got to expect foolishness from women. And when the foolishness come, we have to, like I said, be patient and be like, here's where you go. All right. And sometimes we may have to go soft correction. Sometimes we got to be hard correction. But we have to give correction and direction. And we have to understand it. God, right there, read that one more time. I want to read that again. I want to make sure we get the sense of this. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 42 and verse 13. For from garments cometh a moth, and from women wickedness.
See, so what he's letting you know is we had a tough job. At the end of the day, God said, "Oh, I'm gonna put you in charge of something that's gonna be difficult to deal with. But when you reap the rewards of that, it's gonna be greater than you can imagine. But they're gonna be difficult to deal with, and you gotta accept that. It ain't a bashing women thing. It ain't saying a good thing about them. It just is. You know what I'm saying? You're not something like, oh yeah, well, this, and this is, yeah, it just is. It's just the truth. And it's at the end of the day, they were created that way. They're inclined to follow us and they're inclined to destroy themselves. That's something that's in the woman's nature that men have to accept. And they have to accept that if not even just if they want to deal with women, but we have to anyway. We just have to go that way. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing we can do about it. We have to go the same direction. Give me Job chapter 40, verse 7. Because I said we got a tough job to do. So being that we know we got a tough job, let's check this out. By the way, Brother Kenny, hey, grace and peace. Shalom, shalom. Hey, glad you made it to class. Hey, get you down here. Hey, get you down here during the week. Yeah, you ain't got, that's all right. We got you. Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 40 and verse 7. Gird up thy loins now like a man.
Hold on. What does God tell us to do?
Gird up thy loins now like a man.
See, you cannot direct something that's naturally inclined to follow you or has a disposition of wickedness if you don't read that again.
Gird up thy loins now like a man.
You can't do that if you don't gird up your loins like a man. If you move around and you are effeminate, which he said effeminate can't make it to the kingdom, you won't be able to do that. Gird up thy loins like a man. Read.
I will demand of thee and declare thou unto me.
And he says, I will demand of thee. You know what that means? That means you got to be able to take somebody giving you harsh correction or instruction in case you need it. He says, I will demand of you. He didn't say, I will be like, can you please listen to me? That's what they picture. They picture white Jesus. Like, brother, can you just follow my laws and commandments? That's not the Lord. Like, it's not him. He said, I will demand of thee. You got to be coachable. And that's why too, and this is something sidebar, and this ain't against nobody, but you'll notice that there's a difference between people that play sports, people that haven't. Like, they can't take nobody like
Scrutiny.
yes,
They can't take scrutiny.
yeah, they can't take it. They take that scrutiny, man. They can't take that what's the other word? Criticism.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism. They get in their feelings, they tripping up, and our natural inclination at first, when we little boys, we're gonna kind of like want to get in our feelings, but you get over it after a while. You know what I'm saying? But we will do that. Naturally would do that, but if you play sports over time, you grow thick skin and you get used to your coaches like talking crazy.
I got an analogy from that too.
Go ahead.
And like, that's how you know the Lord's always working in your life. But like my coach told me, because one day I was just like, Coach, man, like why you always riding me so hard? Like, you be on me. Like, he was like, well, Quill, the moment I quit saying things to you, then that's when you worry. I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, because if I'm not saying nothing to you, then I don't care about you. Like, you just don't, you just heard. And I was like, dang. And that's what the Lord tells us, like, whom he loveth, he chasteneth,
Hey, bring it out.
So
hey, he turns you over to a reprobate mind. Yeah. Dang. Hey, man, no man. Go to Sirach, not Sirach, 2nd Ezra 14:13. And that's crazy. That's that you said you heard that, because I remember one of my coaches. I hated that nigga. I hated him. Couldn't stand him. And he said something like that to me, and I was sitting there like, it like gave me a whole new perspective, and I was like, dang, I've been acting like a little punk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man, you know what I'm saying? I never smarted off to him, because I had to respect, like, hey, I don't want to mess with these dudes, but it was like, and I'd be in my film like, man, you always, man, you know what I'm saying, something to me, man. Nah, it was good, you know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, but yeah, when the moment they stop talking, moment it's over. That means you've been cut off, and we'll touch on cut off later. Go ahead.
You see your usage go down, minutes get cut.
Yep.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people.
Hey, by the way, set your house in order means if you don't have a household, if you don't have a wife and children, it means get yourself together. Get your mind right. Ezra 7 and 10, you know what I'm saying? Get your mind right to do the law of the Lord. Get your mind right, then do it. And then he says, and reprove thy people. Guess what that means? Lead your people out of this situation. We are in hell. If you don't feel like us as black men and us as black women are in hell, then you are delusional. You know what I'm saying? And if you do really feel like we're in hell, and you like, because a lot of these weak gay ass dudes, and I said gay ass dudes because they are. And what you hear them doing is talking about, they'll say, yeah, the men are together. It's the women ain't got their stuff right. The women ain't got it. Negro, you in charge of them. What do you mean it ain't the women? It's up to you to fix them. I'm telling you that it tells me that you separated yourself. You're like, stay out there. Matter of fact, and here's the crazy thing: they'll say the women ain't right, and these dudes seem to be the same ones that keep on sleeping from woman to woman to woman, still out there messing with them. But like, oh, the women ain't right. You destroying them more, and you cool with that? Like, you're a cancer. You're a cancer, and hey, if you don't repent, the Lord's gonna cut you out. And I'm gonna be cheering when He does it, because like, all praise to the Most High. Because anything that's destructive for my people, I want it removed. Because we can't stone nobody no more. But if the Lord bring that judgment, if the Lord just stoned them, all praise to the Most High. Bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? In sync style. Get up out of here. So we got to remember, he says, set your house in order and reprove your people. Let's correct our people. We correct our women and we correct our brothers. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's continue to build each other up. Read.
Comfort such of them as be in trouble.
So hold on, wait. You see that our women are in trouble. The nature that our women are in They in a broken state. Even though they talk all this, I don't need a man. They snapping their neck and moving it. They in a broken state. They want comfort. Don't think for a second they don't. They desire for a man to step up and tell them to sit down, shut up, and get in your place and walk with me. They desire that. They might argue and yell and scream and all that, but yeah, they desire it. And we'll get to the ones that desire it and still be rebellious. We'll talk about them later. But they want that. They waiting for us men to get in our rightful place. That's why they say ain't no real men no more. It's because overall it ain't. The overwhelming majority of us are useless. Read on.
And now renounce corruption.
Come on.
Let go from the mortal thoughts.
Here's the main thing I want. Now, remember, he said, gird up your loins like a man. He said, get rid of your mortal thoughts. Get rid of your feelings. That's what he said. Get out your feelings. Read.
Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature.
Put off your weak nature. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is still saying, your nature is weak. Your nature is weak. Get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? It's useless. We need to get rid of weak nature, become strong, aka gird up your loins like a man. He says again, remember, we are 100% responsible for our women. We're 100% responsible for our environment. Whatever environment we have, the women and children around us, the men around us, we're responsible for that. Gird up your loins, put off your weak nature, get rid of it, because that nature you have, them feelings you got, yeah, get rid of it, because it's not useful in any way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, it's destructive. All right, I'm gonna check out this video. Fair use. I'm gonna see again. We're gonna go back into understanding, like I said, understanding woman's nature, understanding woman's nature and our huge responsibility. All right, let's go Titans.
What I got to say, you really don't want to hear, because honesty ain't too high for your people priorities, right? Honesty?
Hold on, all right, this one. Hey, let me know if you can hear this playing lower than I like, actually. So I should have pulled up. I was about to pull up another one. Matter of fact, yeah, that's all right. I'll leave it up. Hey, if everybody can hear that just fine, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it just fine. If you can't, let me. Yep, he says a bit low. All right, yeah, we switching. All right, but yeah, so it's getting put off weak nature. What we got to do when he's talking about put off the weak nature, it is again, stop being soft, stop being able to get what's the word I want to use? You say put off weak nature. Yeah, just what you naturally inclined to do, what you would normally feel like doing. And I'm sorry, I just now found it. I thought I did. Because matter of fact, hey, get Jeremiah 17:9 real quick. So we talking about weak nature. I'm gonna go ahead and show the weak nature really fast while I'm pulling this up. Yep, that's what I want. I think it's my video.
Okay. Well, what I got.
Yep, that's it. Go ahead, you read that as soon as you get it.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
So it says the heart is deceitful, the mind is wicked, and it said it lies to you and it's desperately wicked. Read.
Who can know it?
That's the weak nature we got. So even us men have a weak nature. We're inclined to do wickedness. It's just the woman is inclined to do more. All right, now let's go ahead get this, share this again. Fair use. Y'all let me know how this like I said, this should play. Hopefully I can get it to play on here. It used to play good on this one. Fair use. All right, y'all let me know how the sound goes. Hopefully it cooperates. Hey, y'all let me know if y'all can hear it.
Running any more of these 3 days, okay?
Well, what I got to say, you really don't want to hear, because.
All right. Let me see, I'm gonna stop it. Hey, can everybody hear the video? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it. If you can't hear it, then yeah, let me know you can't hear it. All right, cool. All right, all praises. All right.
What I got to say, you really don't want to hear, because honesty ain't too high up on your people priority list, right?
Hey, by the way, I'll be weak every time I heard him say that. Honesty ain't too high on your people's priority list. Hey, the spirit within them is not upright. And here's what he's basically saying. He basically said, y'all the devil. Straight up. But all right, let's go ahead.
Honesty? You want honesty? All right, honestly, I think you're nothing. Nothing but a pure waste of God-given talent. You don't listen to nobody, man. Not even Doc or Boone. Shiver push on the line every time, man. You blow right past them. Push them, pull them, do something. You can't run over everybody in this league. And every time you do, you leave one of your teammates hanging out to dry. Me in particular.
Why should I give a hoot about you? Huh? Or anybody else out there? You want to talk about a waste? You the captain, right?
Right.
Captain's supposed to be the leader, right?
Right.
You got a job?
I have a
You
job.
been doing your job?
I've been doing my job.
Then why don't you tell your white buddies to block for Red better? Because they have not blocked for him or for Plug Nickel, and you know it. Nobody plays, yourself included. I'm supposed to wear myself out for the team? What team?
So right there, he's saying, hey, I gotta do all this for the team. Right now, we gotta understand the Jake brother, the Israelite brother's in the place of the woman. And again, Bertier's the place of the man, the Edomite. Now, he's kind of be like, hey, why ain't you doing this? Why ain't you doing this? And what we be as men, we'd be like, hey, we need y'all women to do this, X, Y, Z, and for the collective people. And they're like, what people? No, what family? You know what I'm saying? That's how they feel. What family? What are y'all doing for us? You know what I'm saying? All this evil's going on, and y'all just sit back watching it happen. They're like, man, what I'm saying? You're tolerating foolishness. That's how they feel.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for myself, and I'm going to get mine.
Hey, and guess what? Guess what our sisters do? They look out for themselves and get theirs. They like, shoot, I'm gonna get you child support, get food stamps, I'm gonna get Section 8, all of this. Yeah. What team? You know what I'm saying? It's me. You have sisters growing up. I've seen different TikTok videos where they're like, yeah, I want a baby, but I ain't thinking about getting married, because we men don't look at it as a sense of team. We talk about this. You hear men talking about, I'm getting away from marriage because marriage is a bad deal for men. Yeah, it's certain things a bad deal for me. It's a bad deal for men that tolerate it. That's what's a bad deal for. No, they're getting away from marriage because they aren't caliber of men to actually acquire a woman that's worthy of marrying. That's really what it is. But they want to act like it's the woman. No, it's because you are inadequate. Sometimes we got to look at ourselves. So they're like, you know what I'm saying? What do you mean the community, the people? Our women, they give it up on the people. Why are they going to think about the people? They're going to think about themselves. Rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? I know I say rightfully say it's wrong, but I understand. Let me put it that way. Like Chris Rock said, I ain't saying it's right, but I understand.
See, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard.
And then we'll say that. We'll say, hey, that's terrible to think like that. What kind of stuff is that?
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
And attitude reflects leadership. Their attitude comes from the leadership that we give. Their attitude is it's a result of us. And again, that's why I say rightfully so. When we don't invest in and put everything into making sure the Israelite family is strong and our community comes together, then we can't go nowhere. Our people, we have so many men, it's just only about getting their paycheck and doing whatever they can for their family. And really, it ain't so much about their family. It's just really about just the woman that they got an unlimited supply of buns from. That's really what it's about. Because most of these dudes, if some push come to shove and that one was gone, guess what? Their kids would disappear too. Most men, when their kids are gone, they go too. Attitude reflect leadership. These men are just getting theirs, and the women are like, shoot, I'm gonna just get mine too. Attitude reflect leadership. Ephesians 5:24. See, and that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about a woman's nature. A woman's nature is, like I said, her natural disposition is to follow us. So even if we are going the wrong way, they follow us. They see us doing stupid stuff. They're like, oh, well, shoot, they selfish. Well, let's be selfish. That's, I guess, the best way for it. Let me look out for me. Attitude reflect leadership. Read that.
This is Ephesians chapter 4.
5 verse 24.
Chapter 5 and verse 24.
Okay.
Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
In what?
In everything.
The wives are subject to our own husband and everything. You know why? Because they're inclined to follow the man. Now we've seen wives like make a wife that's a woman that's a help meet for him. Because you've seen, get a woman help meet for him. Guess what? Women, you're still here for the man. Married or not, just understand, married or not, you are still to be of use to a man in some way. You are supposed to be of use to a man. I'm not talking about sleeping with a man. I'm talking about you're supposed to be of use to him. You're supposed to contribute to the man that you are subject to. And if you're not, you are not working inside you're not working inside the confines of what you're created for. But I'm bringing this back to understand that he said, let the woman be subject to the man and everything, because they actually want to. Our women want to follow us. They desire to actually be, amongst us and do what we tell them to do. That's really what it is. That's why you ever seen some women that be like with the worst of the worst dudes, and they'll do pretty much anything he say. Or you'll hear about certain sisters, like it's certain things that you be like, certain dude, and I put it like this, because women want to follow men. When I say want to follow men, they want to follow masculine men. I ain't talking about they want to follow like, ones that don't gird up their loins. It's certain dudes that will get women to do anything they want to do, pretty much. It does not matter if she's just completely drawn to him and is just infatuated and obsessed with that man. She would do whatever that man asked her to do. That's just what it is. And that's also, we got to understand, the woman's nature is she is naturally inclined to, be his sheep. That's what she's made for. You know what I'm saying? Only thing we have to do is make sure the woman is understand first commandment to know God's before me. Because because that natural inclination to follow the man, they'll follow that man even to the lake of fire. Only thing women should not do is just follow a man that goes against God. But most women, guess what? If they husband went out the truth, they going out the truth with him. I see it happen all the time. Man fall away from the faith, she going right with him. Back to pork, Christmas, and shrimp. Back to all of that. Hey, and by the way, yes, Moshe, you on point. He said it's a lot of pressure on the man, a whole lot of pressure. Yeah, and that goes. That's why I said we have a colossal responsibility, a massive job. We got a huge thing. You could say burden ahead of us, and most men are not willing to answer the bell. That's why you hear a lot of men also say, oh, it's 50-50. It shouldn't be the man, this and that. Like I heard men say that, especially the ones in Kemet, they'd be like, no, the woman is the queen and she's this. And yeah, you taking away from the woman. No, I'm not. I'm actually saying let's protect and provide for the woman. Let's actually look out for the woman. But nah, these brothers are like, no, let the woman handle herself. She's just as smart as you. She's just as, no. You have some?
I know, like I was just thinking how people would be like, you got to provide a space for them to be in their, how they say, divine femininity.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that's what we should be striving for. Matter of fact, give me 2 Ezra 15:22. We should be striving for that, and that's why I said, like I showed earlier, we're his sheep. We're the sheep of the Lord. Because remember, I said, as the church is subject to Christ, the woman is subject to the man and everything. Right? We're subject to Christ. We got to follow him. And the thing is, what's it going to? I was going to it for a reason. And what happens, just like I said, we're created for that purpose. We're created for the purpose of following him. The women are created for the purpose of following us. We have to know that we have to cut off those that are useless. And anybody's ever seen the rest of the Titans, later on, you'll see that he was talking about, he said, your white buddies ain't been blocking for the quarterback. Well, of course, later on, one of them gets the quarterback hurt by not blocking for him on purpose. And then guess what they had to do? They cut him. Why? Because he was useless. You got to cut off anything that's useless to the body. And they cut him loose because he was useless. Go ahead. 2 Ezra 15:22.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 22. My right hand shall not spare the sinners.
Now remember the women got to be subject to the man and everything. Now Christ says that he expects the man to be subject to him and everything, because we are the bride of Christ, right? Christ said, my right hand, because God said my right hand. The right hand of God is Jesus Christ. He says he's not going to spare sinners. Read on.
And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
He said, and I'm not going to stop. It's going to get the rest of the people that's actually hurting everybody else, that's actually doing wickedness, that's doing selfishness. Jump down to 24.
Verse 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord.
No. He says he's going to eternal life for them to sin and not keep the commandments.
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord.
Death to them. I'm going to wipe them out. They got to go. Read on.
I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary.
Now, why am I reading this again? Remember how I said the woman is subject to the man and he is in charge of her? Well, Christ is in charge of us. Guess what? Guess what Christ would do with us if we don't listen? He said, I will not spare you and I will get rid of you. Read on.
For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and
Yeah,
destruction.
you're head highlight too. Yeah, he said, hey, he knows all of them. He's going to bring you to death and destruction. Why? Because he got to cut you off. When the scripture says, I'm going to cut you off from among my people, it means I am going to eliminate you. Now, we have another way to eliminate, but the Lord has a way for us to make sure our women stay within the confines of our instructions. Because again, the women are our sheep. They are naturally inclined to hear our voice and follow us, right? Give me Sirach chapter. No, matter of fact, first give me 1 John 2 and 6 first. 1 John 2 and 6. All right. So this is the Messiah. This is how he does with his, this is what he does with his bride. With Christ's wives or the bride, the women that subject to him, he's gonna cut you off if you don't follow him. Read.
This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 6.
Read.
He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also.
That's like you start over.
He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also so to walk, even as he walked.
He said, so whoever says that they live in Christ, anybody that says they actually are a servant of the Most High, they're going to do all of this stuff, says you better walk like he did. You better do what he did. So we call ourselves servants of Christ. We are the descendants, we are within his sheepfold. Okay, well, he has us shepherds over the flock of the world, and including in it are the women. The women are part of our sheepfold. The women are our responsibility, right? All right, cool. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 25. Because what we got to understand is men must dominate in the same manner of Christ. Christ is dominating us. And people think there's no God because they don't think God is, regulating and setting stuff up. No, God told us what to do. Only reason we are here is because his everlasting mercy. And I say everlasting, I mean his abundant mercy. Let me say that. If it wasn't for his abundant mercy, his death on the cross, and he's given us time to return to him, oh, it would be over. But he's trying to give us time to do what he's telling us to do. He's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? He's basically like, he's the husband trying to tell his wife to submit. I need you to submit to me. I need you to submit. I need you to submit. And you know what we saying? Now, F you, Lord. I ain't listening to you. I'm doing what I want to do. We that rebellious, wicked woman. That's what we are. That's why you think God always calls us whores and all that stuff all the time. That's what we are. What you think about it?
I had just read something where like it would have supported what you were saying, but it says something like he has not given power to the saints to basically like I can't think of it, but basically it's like, he hasn't given us the power to basically bring forth, like, because that power was given to Christ. You know what I mean?
Oh, shoot. I forgot where it is. I think I know what you're talking
just
about.
read it. Like,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Go to go ahead, read that. Sirach 25:25.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
He said, give the water no passage. What he's trying to tell you is he's saying, set some boundaries. This is where you don't let the water just flow where it wants to flow. That's how we got to do it. The sheep that is within. He's like, look, I need you to set guidelines for the sheep that I put in your care. I don't want you to just let them roam all over the range, because you let them roam wherever, then the wolves will come, the bears will come, the lions will come. You're going to get your sheep. You're not going to be protecting them correctly. To protect them correctly, you got to have a sense of dominance where you're like, nah, this is what's happening. I don't care what you say. You better do this. And if you don't do this, then, there's the door. See, we don't do that. We'll be like, we're here. We'll open up the gate and be like, all right, you can leave and come back whenever you want to. By the way, I ain't gonna play this video, but I just seen a video this week. Anybody familiar with Superhead? With Superhead and Lil Wayne and Bow Wow. And she gets to leave the crib, I'll be back in a few days. She'll come back after a few days of getting smashed by both of them dudes. I was like, read that again. Read from the top, bro. Read from the top.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
He said, don't give her right there. Hey, if dude had wisdom, he would not give her the liberty to do that. He wouldn't give her the passage to flow out there and be for the streets. But he's like, go ahead and be for the streets, and you're still going to be with me. I'll accept you. I'll love you as who you are, because I'm a simp. Read.
If she go not as thou wouldest have her.
If she don't go where you tell her to go, read.
Cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go.
Yeah, he says, bye-bye. Give her the bye-bye treatment. See, we don't understand that we actually, if it comes to a point where, because at the end of the day, she doesn't go where you would have her go. And he's talking about the person that would have her go. I'm talking about a righteous man. See, wicked men, you can't operate with, you cannot give a bill of divorce to your wife if you wicked because she's not following your wickedness. But if you righteous, then yeah, hey, divorce her, get it. Because by the way, and I ain't gonna go too deep into it now, but I know people get the scriptures where Christ is like, you don't divorce a woman. He's like, not everybody can receive this saying. He's basically saying it is not, you shall not do it. But this woman that is in fornication, because if a woman is not following you, she is in fornication. She is serving another God. She may not be physically sleeping with another man, but she's sleeping with another man mentally. Because if she's not listening to you, then it's somebody else that got her mind. Now the man that's supposed to have her mind is you. Not, she can't have her own mind, because even if she has her own mind, it's Satan. You know why? Because she's following society. Society is directed by our oppressor. So guess who? She's the oppressor's husband, not yours. I mean, oppressor's wife. I'm sorry. She's the oppressor's wife, not yours. He says, if she would not go where you would have her go, cut her off from your flesh. You know what the Lord does to us when we don't go where he has us go on Judgment Day? Cut us off from his flesh. We got to be in the same spirit. That's why I went to 1 John 2:6. We shall walk even as he walked. Walk as he walked. And part of walking as he walked is cut from the flesh the women that refuse to follow us. Give me Jeremiah 13:10, because these men that allow this stuff, like the man that's married to Superhead, I forgot the dude's name.
Jamal Trump. Well, it was old boy Winston. I mean, what's his name from Family Matters?
I think some the dark skinned dude.
Yeah,
you talking about Eddie? I forgot.
Yeah.
Nah, somebody else. It's another dude. I think it is. Yeah, pretty sure it's another dude. Yeah. So
what'd you say, Paul?
Jeremiah 13:10. Here's what I got to show with these men that don't accept, because you ain't accepting the responsibility. When you don't do what she's doing, and you let her do what and Moshe said, hold on, you let her follow another Lord, you're doing that. Now, all my brothers is like, hey man, I would let my wife go out for 2 days and do whatever I want to do. Put a 1 in the chat. And all the dudes would not do that. Put nah, don't put that. Put a 2. I ain't no simp. I was gonna say something else. I ain't gonna say that one. But yeah. So I just want to know. Maybe I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm tripping, because I'm sorry. I wish I would let my wife leave her. You know what I'm saying? Sarah's like, yeah, I'm going for 2 days, and I'll see you in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? You not coming home? Nah, I'm gonna be gone for 2 days. I'm staying the night out. I wish I would. I'd be like, yeah, don't come back. don't come back. I'd be like, dang on Frozen. Go ahead, read that. Jeremiah 13:10.
This is Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse 10. This evil people which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their heart.
See, these people walk in the imagination of their own heart. They do what they feel, what they want to do. And when you got a man that does what he feels, then he is emotional. He is a simp. He's a woman. Again, that's why I said there. A lot of times when I see certain women act a certain way, have you ever noticed that though? You ever seen certain women that's like real loud and real like extra? You already know there's no man in her life. Like I know off top, oh, ain't no man in her life. And they can be like, and someone be like, oh, I got a man. No, you don't. Even if you have a, how can I say this nicely? You have a toy. That's what I'm gonna say.
A do boy.
Yes, yeah. You got a do boy. You got a toy. That's what you got. You have a life size blow up doll, but you don't have a man. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. Because a man is going to demand that you carry yourself a certain way, but you have someone that's effeminate, someone that's not a male. Well, he is a male, but he's not a man. It's evil people because he refused to hear the words of the Lord. People refuse to hear the words of the Lord, don't want to man up. Read on.
Which walk in the imagination of their heart.
He walks in his feelings. Go ahead.
And walk after other gods.
Read.
To serve them and to worship them, shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing.
See, he says you're good for nothing. You're useless. Why I even have you here? That's how the Lord feels about many of us. He says, if you can't carry on the responsibility as a man that you're supposed to be and accept the fact that, hey, here's the nature she has, and this is what she's inclined to do. And if you ain't doing what he created you to do, which is subdue the earth, subdue the woman, and have the sheep follow you in the correct path, he says you're just like that girdle. You useless. I don't even know I made you. And you know what he's gonna do? When the Lord doesn't leave useless stuff on the earth. Everything has a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you gotta go. As simple as that. Did you have something? Was it something else? Oh, no. Yeah. So everything has to have a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you gotta get rid of you. All right, we're gonna check this out. I'm gonna show y'all. We gotta go to another video, fair use, and we're gonna go to this thing. Yeah. We gotta really go back to now, kind of explain more on the woman's nature and what she's inclined to do. Inclined to see for again. Fair use, fair use, fair use. That is not where that's supposed to start. All right, get back.
Only two things are correct.
Come on. You really got to be kidding me. All right.
The mutual customizing your car insurance, so you only pay for what you should.
Shut up. Be quiet. All right. Let me see. Do I already got a sharing? Yep, it's sharing. All right. So anyways, we're going to understand. People have to do what they got to do. Oh, let me take some of these comments real quick while I'm waiting too. Christina said, I hope this is a unanimous vote as far as if people will let their wives go outside. Yeah, if it ain't a unanimous vote, whew, you ain't in the truth, or you need to repent. That's the other one. That's the one when she did save her family, met David. And yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, that's a good point. Hey, we got, man, I'm gonna have to Moshe, we gotta talk about that. You got me some on my mind now. You got some on my mind. Yeah, I'm kind of mad they did that. All right, go back to where it was. All right. So it's the dude going around asking questions. He's asking, what do women prefer? What type of men do women prefer? That's what he's asking. Hey, and sir, when y'all let me know if the sound ain't working on there. So.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
A movie.
Just because I'm here?
Just because.
All right, sorry.
Ask you, right? Do girls like dominant guys?
I mean, yeah, in some way. Yes.
Really?
Okay, so first two, yeah, one somebody in some way, one off top, yes. One even, and remember, this is the heathen. And we know the heathen are gonna usually more times operate more in their, just their natural state. Well, in ways, put it like, yeah, they're gonna watch in their natural state because they don't have a set of laws. They're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
So, do you think?
want a man that takes charge? Yes. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Really?
Dominant.
See, so far it's like off top, you're like a dominant guy, yes, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yes. We like when guys make the first move. If they tell us to make the first move, it's like, bro, why can't you do it yourself? Yeah.
Yeah?
Depends on the day.
Really? You guys are both beautiful.
Hey, by the way, don't touch it. She said depends on the guy. So she basically like, if it's not a guy, I don't take charge. What you were saying?
He grew a liar because he said, "You are both very beautiful." What the hell is
that? Yeah. Hey, real talk. Oh, shit. I'm gonna get more on that, but yeah. Hey, he's right. He sure was. And that's the thing. It goes back to what the nature, the disposition, the inclination of a woman. They like dominant men. Why? Because they want to be dominated. They want to be controlled. They want to be directed. They want to be led. That's what they will tell you all day they don't want to, but they want to. And you know one way you can really tell how many women, and y'all don't be going back, but how many women love that 50 Shades of Grey. Women love that. So many women love that book, love that movie. And some of them were so devout feminists, but they sure did love that book and that movie. And y'all ain't gotta say if y'all did or not. Y'all ain't get to, but because they secretly they love to be dominated. It is what it is. They like to be controlled. They want to be led. They will tell you. They will cap all day and be like, nah, ain't no man tell me da 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 da. But if a masculine man comes to their presence and demands certain things, they gonna usually fall in line. Most of the time they will. And most of our women are straight up masculine. But with a certain man that comes in their space, it's gonna kind of draw them out of that foolishness. They're gonna have to. Give me 1 Timothy 2:12. They said they won't down. They don't want to be out here like doing this stuff, and there's a reason why. Now you're gonna get some women that'll say they don't want it. Whatever. You will get that, and I'm gonna show you why these women will act like they don't want dominance.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man.
So he said he does not allow women to teach or have authority over the man. Let's read on. Let's see why.
But to be in silence.
See, he says be in silence, meaning well, I'm gonna explain why be silent in a minute. Read.
For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
See, that's why our women now don't understand that they are supposed to be in that position of submission, in that position of subjection. because they were deceived. You know what I'm saying? Eve was deceived. Women are more inclined to be deceived. You know what I'm saying? They are more subject to being unstable. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why. Give me Exodus 20:17. You see, matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, go to Exodus 20:17. They're more inclined to be unstable. It's more so going to happen because of that. That's even why. That's why you got to have a woman that's going to be around righteous men or wise men. If they're not around men to have any type of sense, they will go the wrong way. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this really quick. Sirach 26:14. And yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 26, verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. See, the woman's to be in silence, not to shut up all the way, but the Lord, he says, a gift for her to be silent. Why? Let me read on. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. See, what makes her a gift from the Lord? Because she can be instructed. She needs to be silent so she can be taught. That don't mean she can't never talk, but she needs to be quiet while he is speaking, while he is giving direction. She needs to be in subjection. She needs to be understanding that, hey, this man is great. Let me reverence him. Let me respect him. Let me respect what he got to say. So a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord for that reason. And that goes back to what I was saying. Women are more inclined to being deceived. That's why they need to put themselves also in a position of a man that's following God. It's got to be a man that is following the commandments. If a woman's going to deal with a man that's not even going to keep the Sabbath day, wear fringes, and abstain from pork and keep the feast days, then she's not trying to follow the Lord anyway. She's trying to follow herself. All right, but go ahead. Exodus 20 verse 17. Now what I'm going into is, because as I said, women are inclined to be unstable. Like even on baby boy, because you're unstable creatures. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're inclined to be unstable. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's not good. It's not bad. It just is. Now, God made y'all that way. He made sisters that way, and men, we got to understand they made them that way, and we got to live with it. We can't complain about it, trip about it. I mean, we might, maybe joke about it, but at the end of the day, like, hey, it's what he made women to be. So at the end of the day, it just is. You know what I'm saying? So he made them that way because he made them for us. Read that, Exodus 20:17.
This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Now, so far, what are we hearing? Don't covet your neighbor's things, right? Something that belongs to him. Read.
Nor his manservant, nor his maidservant,
Read.
Nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Hold on, go back to the top. I missed something. I'm sorry. Start over, my bad.
Verse 17 from the top. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
There you go. Okay, so my bad. I missed that. Thy neighbor's wife. So he named all of things that belong to the man, everything that is his possession. You see, the woman was always meant to be in possession. It was always that way from jump. You won't see thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's husband. Why? Because the man don't belong to the woman. But today's society, we got to understand that, oh, yeah, we're 50-50. We're equal. I belong to you. You belong. No. She is his. She's his property. He owns her. Don't covet something that he owns, that his possession. See, because you're reading Sirach, and it just straight up says a wife is a possession unto himself. But right in Exodus 20 and 17, it actually said it. We just I know I never caught it. So one day I was like, oh shoot, saying the same thing. That if he belongs to her, because she has to have that one direction. Because we understand a woman's unstable, she has to be owned by a particular man. She has to be his possession. She has to belong to him in some way. That's just how it is. Give me Ephesians 4:14. And I say one man for a reason, because we're gonna touch on something in a minute. I say one man because a woman should have one Lord. We should have one Lord. We can't have Ishtar, Baalim, who's that? Ishtar, Baalim, a whole bunch of stuff. Allah, Krishna. We can't have other gods because it brings about confusion. Let's see what it brings about. Ephesians 4:14.
This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children.
Be no more what?
Be no more children.
Now, why am I going to they shall be no more children? Because 1 Timothy 2:12 said the woman was deceived. The woman was deceived. Let's see how she was deceived. Read.
Tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
See, you know what she got caught up in? She got caught up in the doctrine of the serpent. The serpent taught her something and she followed it because she is inclined to follow. She's She's made to follow. The Lord didn't punish right away. He didn't punish Eve for that. You know why? Because God knows, oh, I made you that way. You're gonna give ear to some dumb ish sometimes. But you know what? I got a covering, a hedge over you that as soon as you come back with that foolishness, he's gonna check you and he's gonna tell you this is what you do. It's expected for them to make mistakes. He says, be henceforth no more children. So what I'm saying is, yes, women are like children. And that's when it comes to men, they are like children. Just like when it comes to Christ, we are like children. You know what I'm saying? And we know Jesus Christ is God's child, but we are like children in that sense. Our level of foolishness is not the same as a woman's is when it comes to that. So it says that we be henceforth no more children, because what happens with children? Read. They're
tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Read.
By the sleight.
You good?
By the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Because people are waiting to deceive. They wait to deceive the woman. Again, it's in her nature to listen, to follow and learn. That's why also, and it goes back into being a shepherd and know the state of the flock, to be diligent and kind of understand, hey, what you doing, what you into, what you been watching lately, what you been reading. Like, and I do that with my wife sometimes. All right, I kind of be just noticing sometimes. All right, what TV shows you been watching? She's acting like this. Where is this spirit coming from? You got to pay attention to that stuff. You have to, and that's why it's also important to kind of just know what's going on. Kind of talk to people. Who you been talking to lately? Okay, because they're inclined to being deceived. Whether we like it or not, that some other man can come in to deceive the woman, guess what? It can happen. They're inclined to do it. They're made that way because they're created to follow it. And yes, it might not be comfortable, but it is. It just is. That's why our job is so tough. That's why it's so much responsibility in that. You know what I'm saying? Because it just is. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7. That's what it says. Women are like children. And we read earlier, there's nothing so much more like a mind well instructed. They got to be instructed by us. Hold on real quick. I got to touch this. That's an excellent question, Christine asked. So our traits can be either a blessing or a curse, depending on who we're being guided by. Absolutely. It is. That's why it's of the utmost importance that, and I say this a lot, women need to find a covering or a hedge or someone to guide them before they look for a man. A lot of women they come into the truth and they just look for the first swing instead of you know what, and then boom, guess what? Now they done got lost, and now they like these Hebrew men are wicked. I'm going back into the world. Yeah, because you went the wrong way. You were being guided by someone. You're naturally inclined to follow. You're supposed to try to follow someone that you know keepeth the commandments, like Sirach 37 says. It says, be continually with a godly man. And of course, men, we got to do it too. Be around people that actually are trying to follow this word, and they are proving what they believe with this word, and they're going that direction. So yes, that trait, it can be a blessing or a curse. A woman with the wrong man is going to be a demon. A woman with the right man is going to have a beautiful, righteous spirit. So absolutely, yes. So that's a great question. Whoever you're being guided by is going to form who you're going to be. It's no doubt about that. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 6.
And this goes back to he's saying, we be henceforth no more children. Like I said, women are like children. Well, guess what is also expected? All right, go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
So we should be teaching the laws to our children. We should be teaching the laws also, or teaching the instructions to our wives. You know what I'm saying? Eve understood what was supposed to be done because Adam was teaching her. That's what it was supposed to be. And she diverted from what he's being taught. But again, when she brought the doctrine to him, he was supposed to shut it down. But either way, we are supposed to teach them. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to there's nothing more worth than a mind well instructed. She'll be well instructed, but she has to go that way. Now, what we have men that are unprofitable, that don't want to follow the direction that God gave us. So let's go ahead. Let's check this out. I'm gonna give y'all we're gonna go ahead, fair use. I'm gonna check and see. We're gonna see now the result of minds that ain't well instructed, minds that go another way. Okay. Where the confusion comes. Remember I said the woman has to have one God, one Lord, one ruler, one leader. All right, so let's check this out. Let's see Let's see how things be. And again, remember I said, men, we got a great responsibility. When we fail the responsibility, we end up with stuff like this.
What does your relationship look like? I call him boyfriend. I call him boyfriend. He calls me girlfriend. He calls me girlfriend. We have sex, and like we have sex, but we do not all have sex together. So I think that some people maybe that.
No, just off top. I call him boyfriend. I call him off top confusion. Like just and then just look at both of them, and my man. I don't know if y'all can notice. My man don't have a cross on. He got an ankh on his chest. Guess what he's doing? Queen Mother Heaven, goddess worship, and he just oh, okay, I'll be whatever you need, you know what I'm saying? But let's go on.
He just ain't got his leash on. Right
Yeah. Break it out. Exactly. He ain't got the leash on.
That's what they do in their relationship, or they're looking for that. That's not what we were looking for.
So obviously you guys have separate relationships. It's open.
Not just sex, love. They can do everything, yeah. The goal would be to love other people. The more love, the better. Like, this is an additive model for love here.
Are you in love with both of them?
I am.
And then she's like, I'm in love with both of them.
From the look of it, it looked like she loved him more though. She was holding his hand.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
See, and
leaning, you feel me? She's leaning towards him, and, and holding his hand.
And as you say that, the body language is kind of now you kind of make me think of something. Well, you'll see it later on the vid. All right, I'm gonna go on now. Like now you see the aunt clearly on the shit. All right.
The same thing like with Marcus. He needs a lot of emotional support, so that time management is something that comes into play.
Oh,
do you think?
And his name's Marcus. So she said, "Hey, I just want to point that part out. What did you hear? What she said he needs?
I forgot.
Emotional support.
Yeah.
She said he needs. Hold on. So she's like, but because he's talking about the difference between the two, and she said, yeah, I give him this. He needs more emotional support. He's more in touch with his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That ankh and them doctrines, boy. Yeah, exactly. You sure do. I mean, yeah. I just want to point that part out. Let me go. Let me continue on. Oh shoot. It gets Well, that's all right. You heard.
I'm not gonna lie, because I've been monogamous up until that point. Is this really gonna be a real connection? Like, can someone really love two people at once? And
he's saying it's gonna be tough for him because he said he's been monogamous, right? He's been monogamous. He was trying to get with her monogamously.
Like, a lot of things came into my head, but just seeing how her and Alec interact is different from the way me and her interact. So it works in a sense. It takes away a lot of the jealousy I had, and because most of the jealousy I had stemmed from not having met Alec first.
Do you think that meeting them has changed the way you think about love and relationships on a whole?
Definitely. Being monogamous, like, it does have its perks, but the one thing, it doesn't allow for as much freedom. I feel like poly allows for that, and not only that, but it allows for a deeper connection, because there has to be that level of communication, that level of trust there. So
all right, now, and he says allows a level of freedom. What does that mean? Hold on. Never mind, I ain't gonna go to it. And basically, it's do whatever you want, do as thou wilt. No restrictions, no anything. Just do whatever. And I'm gonna be this. It's and again, I'm going to this as far as not being. There's no domination at all. There's no type of leadership structure. Just hey, whatever. And at the end of the day, she's in this thing. But she at the end of the day, she sees them as clowns. She don't respect neither one of them. She can cap all she wants, but watch it. You don't really see how it gets. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, baby. Like, do you have to pre-schedule your own sex time slots, or are you just like, I'm gonna go now to the other room and?
So now she's asking them how do they do it? Now she's like, how do y'all do this? What do y'all do?
You have to wait outside.
I think mainly it's like, if you know I'm in the house, or we know we're in the house, we communicate. One time we fucked up, and me and Marcus came home like earlier or something, and then Alec also came home from work much earlier than expected, so we ran into each other. Translation,
one of them caught us in the act, right?
And then we were trying to have like a date. I just at a certain point was like, Alec, would you mind leaving so me and Marcus can have sex? And he was like, yeah, and he like got up and left.
And you guys are okay with that?
Hey, just you see how she was looking at. I gotta rewind. Look at her face. It's just like even Esau the disgust. She just look at her. She's like, yeah, yeah. She's like, y'all just lay down and take that, huh? Y'all okay getting done like that. Hold on. Christina said, hey, I'm in astonishment. Hey, though Esau was in astonishment. She's like, y'all okay with that? And she was looking like, like, hey, can you imagine being in a relationship? And she like, hey, can you leave the room so this dude can give me the hey, that blew my mind. I'm telling you. And it goes back, hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. Donnie's crazy. He said this man's more whipped than whipped cream. Hey, oh man, that we need some help. 100%. Yeah, he's 100% submissive. It's just, whew, it's like I said, our people are that's the curses right there. We're in astonishment. An astonishment, man. I'm telling you. Hey, hold on. You said, hey, that's making me not be able to breathe for real. Because you really be in amazement, like, oh, yeah, it really goes on. But and they both just sitting there, like, yeah, you just dealing with both of us like it. And I'm going to this to go back to that's a result of no guidance, no direction. Because remember, the inclination is for the woman to follow the man, but we also know that she's inclined to wickedness. She's inclined to doing evil. And guess what? She's like, oh shoot, if y'all gonna let me do it, you gonna give me passage? Shoot, I'm ready to flow all over the world. And I'm not gonna float. I'm gonna go down and stay in this little river. Like, nah, let me go all over the place. Because that's what a woman is inclined to do. And again, it's not good, it's not bad. It just is. Let's get to the next. Matter of fact, what was I looking for? Let's go to the next video. Fair use. By the way, hold on. I got one more. It was another one. It's going to, because it's asking a question about this. Because again, I'm going to this so people can see and hear and understand the mindset of our men that actually don't accept their responsibility. These men don't take the responsibility. They reject the responsibility of ruling over the woman. So they're like, here, you know what? I'm gonna let the woman rule over me. I'm gonna be one of her multiple husbands. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. All right.
A woman marrying more than one man?
I always say that the same blood that flows in me is the same blood that flows in a woman.
Translation, 50-50.
So if she decides to marry, it's not even logically, it doesn't make sense. But
now, peep this. Now he just said it logically don't make sense. Now I just want everybody, please walk with me. Walk with me, please. Now he's even saying it don't logically make sense. It's not even biologically, it ain't even intelligent in any way. It's not how a woman is made and how a man is made. He said it don't make sense logically.
But equality, if she wants to,
But equality, see, he said, but you know what? It don't make sense. But you know what? Esau taught me equality. I believe in the devil. I don't believe in the Lord. I don't believe in what is actually right. I'm going to go with some type of new. Matter of fact, give me Hebrews 9:13 real quick. 13:9. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 9. I think that's it. Let me see.
Hebrews 13:9.
Yeah, let me sure that's the one I want. Like it just blows my mind. He said it doesn't logically make sense. But you know what? Hey, here's what we got.
This is Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 9. Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
See, and that's what happened with him. He's carried out with a strange doctrine. A strange that women with two men. But you know what? Equality, which he learned from Esau. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? We got the same blood. It doesn't make sense though, but I guess it's okay. No, it's not okay. And you know it's not okay.
She can afford it. So I don't have to, be hypocritical about that. That's why should a woman, if a man could also marry?
He says it's hypocritical. How's it hypocritical? If you got 10 men and one woman, she's gonna have one. She might be octomom, but it's still gonna come from that one man seed more than likely. But you got just saying that, it was just, oh God, come on, man. But now if you're like, hey, let's think about plants. Plants Hey, they spread seeds around, and then they grow. Multiple of the same tree will grow from the seeds. Well, so the same thing with the man. The man can spread his seed and have, guess what, multiple of him throughout the earth. But if you have one little plot of soil, you can't put all them seeds up in there and then like, all right, what's gonna grow? So it's gonna be apples, oranges. You have like 10 different things in the same pot. That never mind. All right, never mind. I ain't gonna say. I'm trying not to say. I'm trying to avoid saying anything extra.
Look at her face.
Like she is about to laugh at me.
One or two women. It's also cool for a woman to do that. Is if she can afford it. I don't think it's wrong.
He said, I don't think it's wrong. If she can afford it, one or two women, and she can do the same thing we can. 50-50 is garbage. That is not, y'all were not made in the same manner of us. It just was not, it's just not true. We're made, again, we're bigger, stronger, faster, and we have logical sense. You know what I'm saying? Unless we give in to the doctrine of a woman, because that's what happened. He gave it to the doctrine of a woman. And that's also going, you know how it says, these are they that are not defiled with women.
Mm-hmm.
Women cause him to believe, oh yes, equality. If I can do it, she can, because she told me that, and I want to please the woman, aka simp mentality. That's really what it is. Goes back to the same simp mentality. Don't worry about it, but let's go on. Now let's hear the woman. Let's see what the woman has to say about this.
That shouldn't be. It's
No, my bad. Yeah. All right, let me go back. Let me show you.
oh, that shouldn't be.
First thing she says, that shouldn't be. That don't make sense to her. It's a woman. The man simped out. Now the woman, she's gonna stay true more to her nature. Listen.
It should be the other way around.
Why do you think so?
Because a woman can't be in two homes at the same time.
What if they are all in one home?
One home. It's not possible.
It's not possible. So if a man comes right now and a man already has a wife and the man wants to marry,
that one, it's a man marrying two wives. That one, it's
same goes as women.
No, I've never heard something like that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. She said, I've never heard something like that. She's like, that sounds bizarre to her. She's like, what? No. What? Who does that? What is it? Like, basically, like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Following this. Oh, man, I just lost the video. So again, that made no sense to her. It didn't make any sense because she's like, everything in my nature is telling me I'm supposed to be in subjection to this man. Why would the man be in any type of subjection to me? It's backwards. It's weird. I'm going to go ahead and stay with what is normal. You know what I'm saying? Give me Jeremiah. Matter of fact, started, Give me, Jeremiah 31:22. Let's get this. Let's get the main. Yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 22. Okay, there it is. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
And it says, how long will you backslide? Oh, shoot. How long will you be wicked? How long will you go contrary to me, right? Said, I create a new thing in the earth. It says, a woman shall compass a man. When he says, how long will you do this? What he's trying to say is, how long are you going to be weak? Because he says, backsliding daughter. By the way, he's talking to a man because he calls us the daughters of Israel. He says, how long are y'all going to be weak? How long are y'all going to be soft? And he says, you know what? I got something new. A woman is going to compass you. Now we're going to read the definition of compass. And then I'm going to pull a video right after that. So we're going to get back to back. All right, so he says, how long will this happen? All right, compass. Hey, Quill, read definition 3B for me. All right, so compass says a woman shall compass a man. I want y'all to remember this. So the men are being weak, and then God says, you know what? I'm gonna make something new. I'm gonna have a woman compass a man. I read that.
To get into one's possession or power.
To do what?
To get into one's possession or power.
Read the next one.
Obtain.
A woman shall obtain a man. A woman shall get a man into her possession. Remember how I said we got the game backwards and men are no longer possessing women, women possessing men? He said, because men are weak, because we're backsliding, because when we backslide, we don't keep the commandments. We don't keep the commandments. Matter of fact, read this real quick. 1 Kings 2:2. You see, he says, how long y'all gonna go against it? He said, you know what? If y'all not gonna do it, the women are y'all don't want to own the women are gonna own you. You don't want to do what I created you to do. I have no more use for you. All right. Go ahead, read that.
This is 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man.
All right. So he said, show yourself a man, become a man, read.
And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
So he says, if you keep the commandments, then you're a man. If you're backsliding, then you're not a man. So if you're not a man, says the woman is going to become the man. You know why? Because I say it's in her nature to follow you, but it's also in her nature to do wickedness. So that wickedness is, she's going to overthrow you. if you don't have a firm hold on the Israelite nation and the community and your household, then he's like, the women just going to rise up and take over. The woman can pass a man. If you wicked, well, cool. Well, I'll let you go on up there and we'll do that. You know what I'm saying? It's backwards. And here's a result of compassing a man. Let's go ahead. I'm going to give an example. It says, if you don't do what you're made to do, if you don't follow your responsibility, because again, you got a huge responsibility as a people, as a man. Your responsibility is to take care of this woman that is inclined to follow you, that her direction is dependent upon you. Like Christina asked earlier, said, hey, she's going to be righteous or wicked according to you, right? All right, well, let's go ahead. Let's check this out.
So Spider-Man's fish food now. And the city has a new hero, Mysterio, a real hero. Yeah.
So right now Spider-Man hears this. He's like, hold on, wait, dang. He's a real hero. He's glad I'm gone. I'm dead. And then he said, oh, yeah, we got a real hero. So now we see he's not feeling appreciated. Guess what? We feel unappreciated. From time to time, men, we're going to have times where we're going to be unappreciated by the women around us, the children, the nation of people we might be trying to take care of. And of course, we already know the heathen don't appreciate what we do. So we're going to have that. But again, we got to be superheroes no matter what. Superman is Superman, whether Lois Lane appreciates him or not. Whether the people he's rescuing appreciate, he's still going to be that man. But, again, guess what? Spider-Man's like, dang, what you mean? You gonna get a real hero?
Yes, the man who...
What?
Peter? Just wanted to make sure you're still alive.
Mary Jane. Oh, no, our date. I forgot.
Now, as a result of him trying to, rescue the people, his life suffered at times. So it's things he had to neglect because he put the mission first. There's going to be times us as Israel, especially us as men, we got to sometimes put the mission above our personal wants and needs.
Sure know how to make a girl feel important.
Look, if it isn't too late.
Sorry, in my league, it's one strike and you're out.
But, oh, that does it. My life's been a mess since the day I put you on. Why'd I ever...
He said, hey, and what are men saying the truth? Ever since I came in the truth, everything's been terrible. It's bad. It's horrible. I hate my life. The truth does this, this, and that.
Do it anyway. I can't even keep a date because of you. Time to turn my life around. Hello, world.
Yeah. What was you going to say? Go ahead.
Nah, just laughing at him. Like I'm back in the world.
That's exactly what I got. I'm back in the world. Bye Israelites. I'm back in the world. Christmas, Easter, ham hocks, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I can be, remember the video? I don't know if y'all seen the video throughout the week when the dude was like, "I'm not gay no more." I played. Dude, he was like, "I'm gay again." All of that stuff, right? People walk away from the truth.
Goodbye, Spider-Man. Don't bother on me. I got it. Just because I take a picture of Spider-Man every now and then, it doesn't mean I know how to find him. Anyway, I hear he's fish chow now.
No corpus delicti, Parker. I'm betting he's still spinning webs somewhere.
Well, so find him. Be my guest.
Parker, I think he's been framed.
Now, see, his attitude's different. He's like, it ain't my problem. I don't care. Go look for him.
This could be your chance to help an innocent man.
Sorry, not my table.
Look,
Same thing. And he's like, nope, I ain't got nothing to do with it. He's still denying. He's like Peter, denying Christ 3 times. Like, nah, man, I'm good.
don't talk this around down at the station, but
But what?
I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out who he is, or what side he's on. I don't know all the answers, but I do know one thing. He never turned his back when he could help, which is just what you're doing now. All those times you were taking pictures of him, Parker? Huh. Too bad none of his character rubbed off.
Hey, all them times you was reading them scriptures and sitting around those righteous Israelites, too bad none of them commandments rubbed off on you. None of that wisdom spilled upon you. Now, because that's what it's going to seem like. Once you decide you're going to walk away, it's going to be like, how are you over here doing this? What did you say? No, you lost the sense of, you no longer want to be responsible for the women that are in your care. You're no longer responsible for everyone else because you and your feelings, because you losing out on certain things in your life. You got a huge responsibility. Back to the title of class.
She's right. Spidey never did turn his back when he was needed.
And he said, she's right. I was cut. You got cut. Hey, some people get cut and they take that cut and they fix it. You know what I'm saying? Let the righteous smite me. He's like, nah, man, I'm cut.
Except once. Right after I got my powers, I figured I could earn some quick bucks wrestling. I made the costumes and nobody recognized me.
Hey, help! Don't let him get away!
Hey, sorry, pal. I'm a wrestler, not a cop. Why should I get involved?
Hey, and it's the spirit people having. I ain't in it. Hey, and the Lord tells you about judgment. He says, neither countenance a poor man in his cause. He says, don't join the wicked and the evil. If you turn the other way, you might as well have condemned the person to death too. Just like that's what Daniel was going against everybody for.
The police were at Aunt May's. Someone had broken in.
Bad news for you, son.
My Uncle Ben tried to stop him, but the guy was armed. The cop told me the one who did it had been chased to a warehouse, and whoever it was, I wanted him first. And I got it, too. It was the crook from the arena. The one I should have stopped, but I didn't. I had the power, and I didn't use it.
And that's how we do. We bury our talent in the sand, and our talent is to subdue the earth. Again, to subdue the woman, to subdue the heathen, to subdue everyone, everything, the animals, everything is beneath us. We have the power to do it, and we neglect it when we decide that I'm tired of this. This is too hard and all of that. Well, you have the power. You're strong. He made us the greatest thing to ever walk on the earth, and he gave us the greatest wisdom on earth. And we walk away from it. And then when we actually decide to be selfish, we actually end up destroying everyone and everything around us, all because of our selfish decisions.
I lost my uncle because I ignored my responsibilities. He always used to tell me, with great power comes great responsibility.
So, and that goes back. That's what it goes back to. Great power comes great responsibility. See, us men, we have great power. We have an amazing amount of power, but we have to use it. That power, we have this right here. And of course, we have all the physical gifts as well. We got to walk in that power. We got to use it. And again, so when we understand the woman's nature, we have a great responsibility that this woman is here to follow us. She wants to be with us. She wants to do what we need. But when men quit, we let woman take over and we became the possession. Like I said earlier, we became the possession because we quit. We gave up on everything. You know what? And that goes back when it says a woman should compass a man. Matter of fact, go to I forget the script. Go to Sirach chapter 36, verse 25. It said, we became the possession. I'm going to show what happens. When we became their possession, this is exactly what happened to our women. Now, everybody's like, our women are messed up. They're all this. Watch this. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 36 and verse 25. Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled.
See, no, he says, where there's no hedge, the possession is spoiled. We are the hedge. We are the gates surrounding the city. You know what I'm saying? You can drop that. You ain't gonna hold it. We the gates surrounding the city. We're supposed to be doing the protecting. We're supposed to do that. So imagine now. So we're the gates of protecting the city, right? So instead of there being iron bars all around our possessions, our women that are dependent on us to keep them safe and to guide them, all those iron bars are torn down. So there's no gates around the women, and we just all the iron bars just laying in the middle of the city. Just a big pile of just iron bars just laying there. They're powerful if they're put together correctly, but we just got them just laying there. It's scrap. The women just looking at them like, hey, probably playing with them, throwing them around. They just laid out there in the middle of the thing. These bars are supposed to be the protection of the city. They're supposed to actually be there to help, to look over the women and the children that are under the women's care. Because guess what? If the woman's spoiled, guess what she's going to raise? She's going to raise a bunch of jacked up women. I mean, it's jacked up children, which actually is going to raise up. You're going to raise more weak men and out of control.
Dragons.
Yeah, dragons. Yes, exactly. They're gonna be like on Game of Thrones, the mother of dragons. a lot of y'all sisters are the mothers of dragons. You can get y'all some Game of Thrones shirts. Have like a little side by side. I forgot the girl's name, Mother of Dragons, and then put y'all boom. Yeah, because y'all the mother of dragons. You know what I'm saying? We gotta really look at that. We gotta think of those things. You know what I'm saying? Give me Titus chapter 3, verse 11. But before I get to that, like I said, where it says no hedges, possession is spoiled, I want y'all to. I'm gonna give you an example of because here's what happens when you have a possession that's ruined, a possession that's not working correctly. Here's what happens here. Let's take a look at this. All right. Let's check out my man Cyrax. Anybody remember Mortal Kombat 3? Yeah, this is old school. So yeah, if y'all laugh at me, I'm showing my age. I know. Okay. Now, I was a short little video, but I want y'all to show. Hey, when it says no hedges, the possession is spoiled. The woman is self-destructive without us. And the woman's going to do, when she self-destructs, she's going to destroy everything around her. But she destroys everything around her because the man put her in position to where she could be destroyed, or she could be damaged. Possession is spoiled, ruined. It's open for plunder. Anything can just come on inside, because remember I mentioned all the iron bars that surround the possessions, right? Well, the iron bars are laying in the middle of the city. Guess what? Everything's coming in. Like I said, bears, lions, tigers, oh my, everything is coming up in there because there's no gates to protect it. There's nothing there. So, and what happens when these women are out here? They're going to destroy themselves. They're going to self-destruct, and they're not going to just destroy themselves like we just seen on the on the video. Cyrax blows himself up and the person that he's killing in a fatality. He destroys, self-destruct. Don't self-destruct. Well, I can't say don't self-destruct. Men don't leave the women in position to self-destruct themselves. We got to remember that they are dependent upon us completely. They're literally created and inclined to follow us. They are our sheep. Again, women, I want y'all to understand. One thing you need to understand at this class is you are our sheep. You are meant to be guided by us. We are your shepherds. You gotta follow that. It can't be like that, man. We gotta understand. They need us to guide them. Go ahead. Titus chapter 3, verse 11.
This is Titus chapter 3 and verse 11. Knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself.
See, he says he that is such is subverted. When you're subverted, your mind is warped, aka spoiled. This person that has been that has become because it's talking about a heretic. When we don't follow the Most High's plans, we are heretics. We are subverted. We are undermined. We now believe in a whole nother doctrine that's contrary to God. So we believe in another doctrine. We have a new character. Our character is contrary to what God wants us to do. We are subverted. We can't walk like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna get one of the last vids. Let's go ahead and check this out. Now, y'all understand it's a video on being submissive, right? So it's a video on being submissive. Again, fair use again. Fair use. Make sure we got this. And again, hey, all praise to the Most High. Hey, Sarah's been doing the job over there. I appreciate you over there. Appreciate you. I'm saying I would blow a kiss at you, but everybody's gonna be watching now. But all right, let's check this out. All right. I'm sorry, I lost my spot. Where we're going? Okay. Yep, that's what I wanted.
Why submission used to be so hard for me? I think I had the I still struggle with it every now and then.
Yeah. Then she said submission used to be hard for her. See, she's first saying that basically like I got it now, but he's like he even said used to be like you still be struggling, but you gonna well, no man. I'm gonna let y'all judge for yourself. I ain't gonna say too much yet. Yeah, come on. Play.
Tell me something. I think I had the wrong perspective on what submission was or is.
What was your perspective?
I know a lot of y'all watching probably seen Coming to America. At the very beginning of the movie, she was like jumping on one leg, like whatever you like, whatever you like. And I'm like, no ma'am, that won't be me.
And the crazy thing is, after we came into the truth, we kind of realized that's the one.
Yeah.
Whatever you like, that's exactly what we need. Because she's going to, you know, say again, go with our program. Obviously, unless it's going against the Most High. But we're like, whatever you like. And a godly man is going to like someone that's going to help support the mission. That's going to support the growing of our family, the growing of the surrounding families. That's what somebody's going to have. But she's like, absolutely not. But it's guess what? Our women were subverted. Their understanding was warped. Their conscience was undermined. Everything was undermined by obviously the serpent that beguiled them. That's why they believe what they believe. And serpent beguiled them, and then the men went along with it, which is where we at now.
I was raised by a single mother,
and there you go right there. Mother of dragons.
So I went 24 years without a man telling me what to do. Getting married at 24, I wasn't going to start letting a man tell me what to do. So it was a real struggle trying to come into a marriage and be a wife, and a submissive wife at that.
You know what? I think a lot of us men, including me, had the wrong idea of submission too. Like, I'm actually reminded of that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Now he's about to explain now something that he's saying, hey, he shouldn't have, right? Now, remember, I said we got this huge responsibility. A woman wants to follow, right? But just understand.
Whenever he had the girlfriend that did everything he wanted, and like his life was perfect and his kids were perfect, that's what I thought like being a husband and a father would be like. So I don't know if that's kind of like the same illustration, but even in that actually went through it and showed what it would be like if his life actually was perfect and his kids was perfect and it drove him nuts. So I don't think we really want that. And
lies. You mean you don't want your wife perfect and your children perfect? No. And it goes back to, he don't even understand that was, again, an attack from the enemy to convince us to believe something otherwise. That's the media, the lies. It's like, oh, let's make these people believe that they don't actually want something that's profitable for us. Let's make them think that, yeah, we don't want that. We want turmoil and struggle and all. No, we don't. We want peace. That's actually a beautiful life. But it's gonna convince people to believe that, and then, cause us to now think, hey, I'm gonna search for a woman with dragon qualities.
I don't think God wants that.
And by the way, I'm not down on the sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm not down on the sister at all. Just, her mindset's just kind of warped in the court. Well, never mind. Let me go on.
Well, see this. So let's talk about exactly what the word submission really means. So the word submit means to accept or yield to a superior force or to the authority or to the will of another person.
Now, he says, now, he read the definition, right? Now, I want everybody to peep what he's about to do. He read the definition verbatim. The definition, accept or yield to a superior force. If something's superior, that means it's stronger, it's greater, it has a will that you're supposed to follow, right? That's submission. He read the definition.
If I'm being honest, that sounds bad.
And if I'm being honest, he's pandering. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? That goes back to, it's not good, it's not bad, it's the truth. And he had to do that. He had to trim his ways because let me play. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold many comments possible.
Because like superior, I think you're my equal. Hearing that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know.
You see, it makes you uncomfortable. But you know what? Someone of authority is going to make you be uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be like, here's what's going on, though. It don't matter if it don't make you uncomfortable. I don't care. Here is what it is. I'm that authority over you. We're not equal. Why would you even come? Why would you even come to me with that mess? And you're gonna see later on. You're gonna talk about equality. But go ahead.
I don't know about y'all.
I don't know. I might be the only man to think this, but I think the whole idea of submitting, it actually terrifies me even. And
now he is gonna touch on a point. Now, never mind. He's gonna touch on what he's saying. He's saying it's terrifying, and he's gonna show something. He's gonna say something that I mentioned earlier.
The reason why is because the Bible talks about how I'm now accountable to this person and to treat her as she is myself. And I don't know about you, but I feel like if you're a man and you get like excited like about the idea of a woman submitting you, you just like, yeah, like she get to do whatever I tell her to. I don't think you understand the word. There should be a huge weight and responsibility that comes with that. Like,
I do want to say he's absolutely right. There's a huge responsibility that comes with that. If someone has to listen to you, if something happens to them, it's on you because they did what you instructed them to do. So there is a huge weight and responsibility. He's absolutely right. I do got to say that. And that goes back. It's the point I was making earlier. The woman is inclined to follow, but you know what I'm saying? It's just some of the stuff he said, of course, is off. But let's go on.
Yeah, she has to submit to me, which means that my will and my alignment has to be absolutely correct because it's not just me now. Like I have a whole person that I have to be responsible for. That's like really heavy.
Well, yeah, because in Ephesians it tells you that you are supposed to love your wife as Christ loved the church, and we all know. I mean, it's Easter Sunday.
Christ died for the church.
Easter's pagan, but but by the way, now she's mentioned love Christ. So the man now she expects the man to love Christ a man to love the woman like Christ loved the church, and Christ died for it, right? So this now goes to the delusional mindset that women are allowed to have. I ain't just gonna say they're allowed to have it because a man don't say, man, stop, that's stupid. You sound like the foolish woman. You know what I'm saying? Job told the woman, you sound like the foolish woman. But that sounds foolish as hell to be like, you gotta die for me, but I ain't gotta listen to you. Does that make any ounce of sense at all? Like, you gotta die for me, but I want you to die for me, but I ain't listening to you. It's just crazy.
Facts.
It says to live with your wives in an understanding way. That means you almost have to submit.
And no, it didn't. It's not what it's saying live in an understanding way. But I'm gonna go back. Let's go back. Hold on. Oh, come on.
Understanding ways. That means you almost have to submit your patience and your time and your effort back to her.
It seems like you had a struggle with that word as well when it was on yourself.
Yeah.
Submit. You said that really, really
hard.
hard.
Struggle because it's not our nature to submit to you. That's why it's all, so we're gonna submit. Yeah, he didn't want to say that, like, because he's in how he was saying is like pretty much submit to her too. Because people go to Ephesians 5 and they just completely butcher it, talking about we submit to each other. But
like, I don't think it has anything to do with you just doing what I tell you to do. It's more about like
and it has everything to do with doing what I tell you to do. Yes, you do. You sure as hell do.
Alignment. It has to be correct with God, and then you're in line with that.
I think it's a pretty equal amount of respect that goes with the wives submitting to the husbands.
And no, it's not an equal amount of respect. And matter of fact, let's get this. Ephesians 5:25. And not saying that women don't get respect, but I want to make sure we understand this. Not 5:25, I'm sorry. Ephesians 5 and 33. That's what I want. Because he says an equal amount of respect. And again, and I'm going to this understand. Our responsibility is that high, and he understands, and it's scary to him, but his mind's been subverted. You know what I'm saying? We've been taught foolishness. So he's like, now we're trying to go through what is actually supposed to go on. Go ahead.
This is Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 33. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself.
So we got to love our wives like we love ourselves because she's a part of us. If wherever we go, she goes. She's like my buddy. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that she goes where we go, and what we do is going to affect her the same way. So just like, and that's everyone in our care, because a man has the sheep of his pasture, and he's got to look after them. You look after all the sheep. That's why I said the man went to get the one left out of the 99, because he's got to love it as himself. He's got to love that sheep just like he loves himself. Go ahead, read on.
And the wife see that she reverence her husband.
See that she what?
Reverence her husband.
It don't say see that the husband reverence her wife, because it's talking about that level of respect, admiration. Men, we need that respect, because we got that respect and admiration, then we're going to get that obedience. You're going to get that unadulterated obedience where you're going to follow what we're saying, and you're going to make sure you're going to do what we're saying because we have your best interest at heart. That's why it says we love the wives of ourselves, because if we love them like we love ourselves, then we have our own best interest at heart. Then we're going to have your best interest at heart. So we gotta love you as ourselves, but you have to admire and respect us. It's not gonna be this. Not saying we be disrespectful to women. That's not what I'm saying. But that is not our relationship. Our relationship consists of us protecting and caring for you. That's a whole nother. We are in a whole nother situation. It ain't the same. That's like saying that you ever heard people say that children, I mean, as an adult, to get you got to give respect to get respect from your kids.
Nah, yeah.
Hell no. They don't give kids respect to get respect. No, they supposed to respect. They better have that level of fear and admiration of me. You damn right. It's a different situation. I'm and the parent is in a position of care and protection and guidance. It's not the same. That's why people got to get that whole 50-50 mindset. When a man has a 50-50 mindset, he's actually absolving himself of responsibility. No, and the man said it. He said it's a responsibility and it's scary. We ain't absolving ourselves of nothing.
And the husbands loving the wives as Christ loved the church. I think it's equal there, and once you see it as that, then it's easier to follow along.
Absolutely.
You see, when she first said it, if you look at his face was kind of like, it was kind of like, I don't know, but I gotta bow down to the will of my woman to make it 50-50. And she said it's equal. Then it ain't equal.
The spiritual weight of it is equal. I put it that way. The Bible does say that the man is superior, but I don't think it means that like I'm greater than you. It means that we spiritually we carry the same weight. But
it does mean greater. It does. It doesn't. In the sense of we are. Yeah, it means that. It just does. And sometimes it's okay. It doesn't mean that she's nothing. It just means in that sense, yeah, that's what we are.
But obviously, physically, I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. So I think with a lot of marriages out there, they would really be healthy if they change their lingo a little bit. And I think
I'm gonna go to the next part. So you understand what he's saying. He acknowledged, hey, yeah, I'm bigger than you, stronger. It means I'm made in another way. I'm created first. I'm created as a stronger entity. Yes, I'm greater. That'd be like us saying we're equals to Christ. Nah, Christ is greater than us, and it's okay. I'm fine with that. It doesn't make me feel any type of a way. Christ is greater. It is what it is. It's not right or wrong. It just is. Let's just go ahead and accept that. All right.
He was humble enough to basically reverence the Father. He was like, there is someone who's greater than I. So we must be like Christ, humble.
Man, hey, he brought it out. And think about that. Now think what you just now said. You just now said some gold. He was humble enough to say, there's someone greater than I. Mm-hmm. She's got to be humble. The woman's got to be humble enough to say, he's greater than I. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Of the infamous Proverbs 31 wife, right?
She be cooking and cleaning and cleaning and cooking. That's a lot.
She does a lot. So there's a whole verse in the Bible about this woman, and every Christian woman, I think, aspires to be this woman. But there comes a moment in the day or in a conversation where you have the choice to be a Proverbs 31 wife or a Proverbs 27 wife. So
what's
the 27 wife is the complete opposite of the 31 wife. She's compared to the leaking of a roof, right? She's compared to being so annoying that it's like basically a problem that you can't get rid of. And
now hold on. Let's go ahead and read that real quick. Go to Proverbs 27:15. He says different than the Proverbs 31 woman, right? Okay. All right. Go to Proverbs 27:15.
This is Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 15. A continual dropping in a very rainy day. A continual dropping in a very rainy day and a contentious wife are alike.
So he says a contentious wife, right? So like he just now said, they're going to annoy you. They're going to be bothersome to you. Now, why is that going to be? Read.
Whoso hide of her, hide of the wind.
So he said, whoever hides her, like try to keep, because you hide it, you don't want to tell nobody that your wife is wicked. Mm-hmm. You don't want nobody to know. You're trying to hide it. Now, you can't hide the wind. Wind's going to escape. Read on.
And the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself.
And when it says something bewrayeth itself, it's talking about it exposes, it reveals itself. So the ointment of his right hand, so he's trying to hide that ointment, them oils, and they're going to escape. What that scripture is saying is they're going to embarrass you. You can't keep it under wraps. They're going to expose you for who you are. And they go, so it means like brothers be, be in the truth or whatever, and their wife ain't ever around, or they don't really be, they be not really doing stuff, not really trying to do what they're supposed to do. That that wife reveals that, yeah, he's playing. She's going to show you playing because she's going to act a certain way. She's going to embarrass you. You know what I'm saying? Think about, matter of fact, let's think about, when I say embarrass you, let's just picture, everybody think about Will Smith, and everybody knows Jada's embarrassing that dude. I mean, she's just completely embarrassing, making him look like a clown. Like, because at the end of the day, he didn't find a wife find a good thing, but you find somebody for the streets. Guess what? That's on you. You know what I'm saying?
The streets gonna know your business.
Hey, man, bring it out. Hey, you bringing it out. Yes, the streets will know your business. And so when he's talking about that wife, that type of wife that embarrasses you is opposite, because Proverbs 31 wife, you know what she does? Matter of fact, let's read one verse. Read Proverbs 31 and 20. Where's the one? Oh, 3. Proverbs 31:23.
This is Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates.
Her husband what?
Is known in the gates.
Read.
When he sitteth among the elders of the land.
Hey, she ain't embarrassed. She make him look good. You know what I'm saying? What they say, behind every man is a great woman. Yeah, that woman is going to make him look good if he's actually on point. You know what I'm saying? If he's not on point, you try to hide that wife, you try to cover that up, she's gonna embarrass you. She's gonna show that you actually really ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to this. I almost called scripture. Let's go to the next part of the video.
Help me, God.
And I think there's certain verses that say men and there's certain verses that say women, but really it's talking about all of us. When you look into the context of the entire Bible, it talks about revenge not being yours, it belongs to the Lord. It talks.
They say he thinks that scripture's talking about all of us. No, there are some scriptures that's masculine, some that's feminine. The Bible's written in masculine form, first of all. But there are some scriptures that's specific to women. You can't say all of us when it says a woman on her cycle, or if she has a child. We can't do that. So obviously it's not talking about all of us. You know what I'm saying? When it's talking about leading and guiding and protecting, it's talking about us. When it's talking about being the lords of God's heritage, it's talking about the men, because we are the rulers over. We are supposed to be in we're left in charge of the sheep that he put on our pasture. And the women who are he made that he didn't make on our level, that are lesser than us, we are supposed to look over them. We're supposed to guide them correctly. So when they go astray, we go grab them and bring them back. But we got to make sure we got them correctly. That's their nature. Their nature is they're going to, wickedness comes from woman. So they're going to go astray, and we go pull them back. That's what we do. And we pull them back, they're usually going to go with us because they want to follow us anyway.
Talks about turning the other cheek when somebody does you wrong. And then you have a verse that specifically mentions women, where it says that you should live your life in a certain way. I forgot exactly how it goes, but you should live it basically in a certain way to win your husband over without a word if he's not a believer. So you talk about a man having to be a certain way in order for you to submit to him, but there's a particular verse that talks about even if your man is not a believer, you should still be that Proverbs 31 wife so you can win him over. So it's all about.
Yeah, he was half right, half wrong. Like first of all, if you're not a believer, she ain't supposed to be dealing with him in the first place. Because guess what? If she's moving in the correct spirit, then the man that is over her is not going to give her to an unbeliever. Because they're like, oh, that's a heathen. We don't give our wives to heathen. We give our wives to Israelites. We don't do that. We deal with I'm gonna give you away to somebody's righteous. If she's moving on an accord, then she's gonna end up with an unbeliever. It's not talking about an unbeliever. It's talking about a man that actually falls and makes a mistake, makes a mistake or two. She's still supposed to, without the word, be in subjection to the husband. You know what I'm saying? Meaning she's still supposed to show that good character, because it ain't like he went into the world. It's just like he made a mistake. If he obeyed not the word, meaning if he sins, if he falls, you don't just he falls, you just like, I ain't following you no more. You finished. No. That's what it's talking about. So most people butcher that in the truth. I mean, so many people butcher that in the truth, and that's why you got all these women staying with these wicked men. And you will never hear me at all ever endorse a woman staying with a wicked man. And I know people don't like it, but if you don't like it, that's cool. To hell with you, because I don't want nobody to go to the lake. Nobody. All right, let's go to the last part of the clip. As I'm trying to skip along, I don't want to play too much of it because YouTube be tripping. All right. And now we're gonna get to why this man is a submissive man. And by the way, hopefully y'all picked up by now. He's pretty submissive. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but yeah.
First got together when we were dating, you were agnostic.
Yeah.
So that was the point I made the decision whether I wanted to be with you or not. and I had to do exactly what the scripture says. Now, I didn't get it right all the time, but we did start going to church more. You got baptized.
Well, I'll tell you what you did. So your resilience and your persistence, I think, won me over because I've always been a very indecisive person. I've always been a person that just kind of went with the wind.
You hear what they said? I'm very indecisive. I'm carried about by diverse doctrines to and fro. I mean, he's saying right there, and obviously, guess what? She was never supposed to be in a position with him in the first place. But being that she was, and a lot of times too, you'll see women that will get with a man I've seen sisters in truth do this. They get with a man that's new or don't have as much understanding, so they can rule over him. Yeah. I've seen women do that wicked stuff, so they can basically be in the position of teaching him or think they're gonna lead him, and some wicked stuff. But guess what? The men shouldn't even be. They're not prepared for marriage. They shouldn't even be given to that. Going into marriage when they ain't even in position to teach the woman and guide her. He's not at that point yet.
I didn't really have like a firm foundation in life, and there was just certain things that she just.
And it goes back again. He didn't have a firm foundation, meaning he was tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. No foundation.
This would not been doing,
I am a very strong-minded, strong-willed person, especially when it came to God.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I think that won me over. So that's definitely encouragement to you single women out there that you went.
I'm sorry, I hate to say this, we capping. It won me over. You wasn't going nowhere. You was already there. What you mean won you over? Come on. Yeah, all right, I'm sorry. Let's go.
Men over with your strength.
Yep, I'm saying it. Okay, look, you was won over when you saw her. I mean, she's an attractive sister. You know what I'm saying? Don't you won me over. Nah, you didn't. You was won over. That's what you mean. Men are usually already gonna come in. If you gonna be with us and roll with us, shoot, we good. Shoot, your looks are gonna get you in the door, and if you got some type of you kind and submissive, you good from there on. Now, I ain't saying he chose that because we don't know. We know a lot of men that they accept women that aren't kind and submissive, but you was won over by looks. Sometimes people just gotta keep it above. But yeah, he got won over. Stop.
There's nothing wrong with being strong, but strong doesn't mean this. Strong just means this is what I believe. I'm not bending on it.
Right. If you want to be with me, you're gonna love God. Okay.
I mean, I will give her this. She's right about that. Hey, you're gonna be. You gotta love God. She's exactly right. That you gotta love God. That's how it should be. And sometimes it gets misconstrued a lot of ways. But you do gotta love God. Now, as far as the whole being strong and all that, we shouldn't be seeking that. No strong, powerful woman. No, that's not what we do. That's not what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So that goes back to what I'm saying. We have to now. Our women. That's why I said our women want to follow us. They want to be led. And we got to actually take them in the right direction because they waiting on us. You know what I'm saying? And how we show them, we have to show them that we are for them. A lot of our sisters don't think we're for them. It goes back to what I said earlier. We'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the other nations, or I'm tired of dealing with you, and I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna marry y'all. We just gonna have sex with y'all. Like that's some wicked stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? We showing them that we ain't for them. We showing them that we are actually in agreement with Gentile supremacy. That's what we saying. Oh, we're gonna treat y'all like that. We're in agreement with white supremacy. That's what we are. We're gonna follow that. We must value our people, our communities, for the restoration of our people over everything. But black men don't really we don't value our communities and people over. You know what I'm saying? Would you have some?
I was agreeing.
Yeah. They gotta have that. Give me Matthew 22:39 real quick. You know what I'm saying? We gotta value the restoration of our people. Let's get to why. Let's get to what it is.
22:39.
Yep.
This is Matthew chapter 22 and verse 39. There it is. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So he says, the second is like unto it, shall love your neighbors yourself. We gotta love our neighbor, which is, let's go to Leviticus 19:18 real quick. Let's go ahead. I'm saying I want to make sure we got it. So what the second thing after, we gotta love God first, and then we gotta love our neighbors ourselves. Our men in this society don't love our neighbors ourselves. Now we're gonna find out what our neighbor is. Read that.
This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
So the children of your people, read.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Your neighbor is your people. You see, that goes back to what I said. Our women want to follow us, but it's tough for them to follow us when they see that we don't love our people first. They see that. They know that we are not for our black women first, our Israelite women. They know that we ain't for them first. We don't have their best interests at heart. They know that we don't love our wives or our women as ourselves. They know that we love ourselves and we don't love, well, actually, we only love ourselves. They know that we don't want to follow the Most High. They know that we don't want to follow a righteous path. And that's why they are apprehensive to submit to us fully. We can't talk about modern women don't submit and they do this, this, and that. No, they're apprehensive because we don't follow the way we're supposed to follow. We do whatever we want to do. Like I said earlier, women will follow a man to the ends of the earth if they are really, really into him. I mean, if they are completely obsessed with that man and just they're going to follow him. He's going to be what they want to. He's going to be the man that they want to be led by. She'll follow him she'll follow him anywhere. But she's got to know that he got our best interests at heart. And if we don't love our people first, we don't love our neighbors ourselves, they like, he ain't got our best interests at heart. He's worried about upholding Gentile supremacy. Give me Acts 1:6. You know what I'm saying? That's what they worried about. You know what I'm saying? We must, and because when we worried about that, we also, when he says don't bear grudge, we bear grudge against our sisters. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men go around talking about black women ain't this, black women this, black women are this. It's become a war. The war against men and women. I get it. You know what? I expect women to be like men of this, men of this, men of this, and be mad. But when we join in on it, we what are we doing? How are we letting them drag us down into that? We supposed to be superior. Oh, okay, yeah, I know y'all don't like what we do. That's cool. We doing it anyway. That's you know what I'm saying? Unless it's against the Most High, we're gonna carry out things this way. And guess what? The women that's on board, they're gonna walk with us. The ones that aren't, are going to be contrary. All right, go ahead, read that. Here's how we got to be. When I say we got to be looking for the rising of our people, the restoration of the nation of Israel, read that.
This is Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord.
So they asked Christ. They said, Jesus, read.
Saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Restore the kingdom to the whole world.
Again, the kingdom to Israel.
So he says, are you going to give the kingdom or everything, the dominion, to our people again? They had the mindset, like, give it back to our people. It also lets you know that when everything's set up, the kingdom is restored to Israel. Everybody else is subject to us. Everybody else is going to be, I said we got to dominate the women. We're going to dominate the heathen even more so, because at least the women they're going to be with us. They're at least going to be heirs together. It's going to be like, we're on king on the throne, queen on the throne. Nah, they ain't going to be on the throne. They're going to be down there, you know what I'm saying, wiping our shoes, you know what I'm saying, standing next to me, fanning me with their big feathers, and somebody on the other side giving me grapes. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to be doing. They ain't going to be doing what we're doing. They're going to be on a lower level. They're going to be even more, even lesser than that. So we got to understand that he's going to restore the kingdom to Israel. We got to be moving in the spirit to, when we restore the kingdom, we bringing our women with us. Y'all going to follow us. The women that's following us, the sheep that are coming with us, that's going to be guided by the shepherds that love them. Y'all going to be right there ruling with us, alongside us. We got you. Y'all just have to trust and follow us. And I know your nature, there's the wicked nature in you, and I know we got to deal with it, but we're going to be patient with you. And we also know you got the nature that you want to follow us. So being that you want to follow us, we got to actually be good stewards of that. Like he says in 1 Corinthians 4, we have to be good stewards of it. If we aren't good stewards of it, then we're going to have what we have now. The reality that's created now is us not doing. Go to Isaiah 49:6. The reality created now is off. It's completely crazy because of where we at.
This is Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldst be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel.
So he says a light thing. So it's a small thing. We're going to restore the tribes of Israel back to prominence, back to where we belong. Read.
I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles.
Now, people see this and they be like, oh, see, the Gentiles are just important. We are going to be a light for the Gentiles. No, it is not. God did not make us he did not make me to serve the heathen. Then it means the heathen would be the chosen people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We're not, that's like, here, hey, I will give thee the, I created you to clean the phone off. No, I'm not. The phone would be chosen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to clean the phone is to serve me. That's the same thing. The heathen are made to serve us. When he says, I'll give thee for a light to the Gentiles, He says, I'm giving you to bring the word to the scattered Israelites, to the northern tribes that have been cast off because they're no longer here. Judah was here. But the point is, we got to be like, hey, our people is the focus. And when we focus on our people too, we got to understand the woman is going to be part of our people that is going to be followed. We love, because you have a lot of Israelites, honestly, a lot of brothers I've seen, and it got real bad like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, I seen dudes that they showed so much disdain and hatred and anger towards the women, and they would be like, save the heathen. They'd be like, oh, the heathen are cool, but these bees out here, these I was like, dang. So you hate our women, but you okay with the heathen. And it goes back to, you're not thinking about restoring the tribes of Israel. You actually thinking about how you can live a good life. You can get money by being nice to the heathen, and then you can treat your women bad and just make sure the women serve you, but the heathen, you still serve them. Man, miss me. I'm telling you, your spirit's off. Read on. What's that? Restores you to a light to the Gentiles. Read on.
That thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
Yeah, see, now salvation to the ends of the earth. By the way, we're gonna be spread out all over the ends of the earth. The light to the Gentiles. We're bringing the word to the Gentiles. I'm gonna do a class on that, so I ain't gonna talk too much about it right now. We'll get to that later. We're gonna get to that later. So what we gotta understand is God has done those things, and like I said earlier, the women want to follow us. They're desiring to follow us. They would love to. And the thing is, and matter of fact, I say thing is, they want to follow so bad that even like before Kevin Samuels passed, a lot of these women that hated him, that couldn't stand him, deep down, way down inside, they love the masculinity that Kevin Samuels showed. What he had that was masculine. Obviously, he didn't keep the commandments, but they loved it. And what I'm saying is, deep down, they liked it because they respected him in certain ways. They did, because they still went to him. They respected he stood on his ground. They respected it. They hated that he was saying stuff about them, but deep down, they respected certain things about him. Again, now understand, he's wicked. I want nobody to be like, I'm endorsing Kevin Samuels. That dude was wicked. He wicked as hell. He was against the law. He was against the Most High, and he actually was teaching our men to do more and more wickedness, by the way. But there was the things that he was saying was correct. Oh, they didn't like it, but they loved that somebody was standing up and was like, this is what it is. Because he expressed dominance. At the end of the day, women like dominance. They can pretend that they don't all they want. They like dominance. They don't want nobody that they see as weak. They deem as, afraid, twitchy, as they might say, you know what I'm saying? But everything about that, like I said, we know that they hate the foolishness of women too. Let me just say that. I'm just put it that way. But like I said, back to the main point, everything about women was made for us. Everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out on that so we can kind of make sure we drive that point home before we get out of here. Give me let's go one more time. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 7. Drive that point home. I mean verse 8, I'm sorry. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
You see, so that's why it says the woman was created for the man. All right, she was created for the man. So her original purpose was to follow us and serve us. Our women are inclined to listen to us. They are made to follow us. That it is easier for them to be deceived because God made them. He loves us so much that he's like, here, I want to give you something that is going to listen to you. I'm going to give you something to follow you. We like to get mad and act like no, they're made to follow us. We just have the responsibility. They're just, with them being made to follow us, that wickedness in them is going to give us some trouble, but we have to, that's even why we got to be more dominant, you know what I'm saying? More masculine, where we're going to stand and not going to move, because at the end of the day, the Lord he uses women to test us. Are we gonna hold frame? Are we gonna hold on to what we believe? Because women will come out with the curse God and die. They'll tell you to do certain things that's against the Most High, and you gotta hold tight to what the truth is. You can't let go, even though you may want to. But you gotta hold on and don't let go, because you can't let them take you off. They can't move you off the position. They'll do it. Especially you're gonna love your wife. You're going to love your wife. You're going to make sure you want to make her happy. You want to do all this stuff for her, but you can't love her more than the Most High. So you got to make sure that you don't let her take you away. That's why you got to stay where you at. And the thing is, if you do that, they will appreciate you for that, because they're going to know that you're trying to lead them the best direction you can. They're going to know your first focus is, matter of fact, let's get it. First Maccabees 5:33. That's going to be your first focus. First Maccabees 5:33. And then I'm going to get the last one off that.
First Maccabees 5:33.
Yep.
This is First Maccabees. Oh, no, I meant second.
Hold on, wait. Did I get the right one? Oh, I'm at 50. I was like, hold on, man, that's not the scripture. All right.
This is First.
Oh, whoa, man. Hold on, my bad. That 138. My bad. Hold on. Oh, give me my other one. Sorry, need my other apocrypha. I lost it. My bad. Israel, bear with me. Hold on. 5:32. 5:32.
This is First Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 32. He said unto his host, fight this day for your brethren.
So at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. We are fighting for our brethren. And part of our brethren is our sisters. We can't be thinking that the women are excluded. It's just only the men. It's like, it ain't gonna be a big sausage fest in the kingdom. No, we got to fight for our brethren. The women are included in the brethren. We're looking out for our whole nation. We're especially looking out for the women because they are made to follow us. They are waiting for us to help them. So if they don't make it, it's because we didn't do our due diligence to actually help them get there. So fight this day for your brethren. If they see you fight for your brethren, they see that you want to restore the tribes of Israel, they're going to appreciate what you're doing. They're going to appreciate where you're going. But if you don't fight for your brethren, then it's going to be hard for them to want to follow you, because they know if you ain't fighting for your brethren, you're not fighting for them. So they're going to, if you get your best interest at heart, if you ain't fighting for the team, like you said, what team? They're going to be like, I'm going to get mines. So attitude reflects leadership. One thing we remember, attitude reflects leadership. There's the woman's nature, and the woman's attitude will come from us. So at the end of the day, brothers, let's step it up. Let's make sure we're walking in the right path, going the right direction. And again, let's get, 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 18. And we'll close out with that.
This is Second Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 18. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you all. Amen.
Hey, and that's what I want for everybody. I want his mercy, his grace, his patience, all of that stuff to be with you all. Hey, by the way, I appreciate your patience today, because I know y'all was on here. We about 2 hours and 30 minutes. I had a lot to cover, and that's what I was trying to say. I had a lot to cover, but Lord's will, everybody was edified. Lord's will, people gain understanding from it. I pray that you do. Pray to make sense. And if it don't make sense, you got all, ask questions. You know what to do. Ask questions. By the way, questions and answers be Friday. So yeah, you can write down all your questions. You can be there. Make sure you up in there. Friday, 7 o'clock again. But again, I'm glad everybody, like I said, y'all was here. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Because y'all, especially everybody stayed the whole time. Let's continue to grow and become the men and women we are supposed to be. You got anything, Quill?
Man, I just went blank. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you good. I will see if I can bring it back. But yeah, but yeah, like I said, I appreciate y'all being here. Like I said, we going in. We got like 2-3 weeks for, like I said, 2 or 3 weeks for Pentecost. 3 weeks of Pentecost, and like I said, we're gonna be 3 weeks exactly, because tomorrow's and Sunday. So yeah, let's enjoy that time. Everybody come in again. Men, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna re-ask again, and all the men to let me know that's coming, so we can set up what we setting up. And, sisters, y'all know y'all contact Sarah, so y'all keep with that. But hey, let's get ready. Continue to grow. Let's continue to build. And if you won't, make sure you watching class throughout the week still. And if you don't catch them live, catch them when they ain't live. Catch the comments, do all that stuff. Let's continue to push this truth to the four corners of the earth. You remember what you
I was gonna say, if you so happen to find yourself kind of flickering, your light's flickering in its truth, take some time to actually set aside some time to actually pray to your Father, and pray that he doesn't, because you may be doing something in your life to where he's trying to warn you, hey, your life's flickering. So pray to him that he doesn't cast you away. That's something that I've actually, because I found myself being stagnant at times. And I'm just like, man, I'm not, yesterday I was like, man, I'm not going hard enough, like I could be going way harder for the Lord. And even my hardest isn't enough, So therefore, let me present myself, to actually strive for that perfection in which we've been talking about, to strive for the perfection, to give him all. So my prayer is that you that we continue to endure through all this, because we have to have endurance so that we don't faint, and that's one thing that I've really been dwelling on is, because I don't want to see anybody fall out of this truth, because we know you fall out of this truth, what's waiting on you, death, destruction, you're gonna perish. And I don't want to see nobody, who's actually giving their life to the Lord to actually fall out of this truth, because we know it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the Most High. So let's continue to lift our brothers up, and our brothers and our sisters, who may not come forth and, like I say that they dealing with things, but let's continue to pray for them that they actually be able to come out of that darkness and back into this marvelous light. So that's all I have to say.
Hey man, that's a mic drop. Hey, and as he said, let's pray that people will come forth with what they what they need to do. And hey, brothers around, sisters around, encourage the people that too, what I'm saying, try to spark up more conversations. You know what I'm saying? Let's spark up conversations. Even y'all know in the group chats, hey, spark up more conversations. If you got something good to talk about, let's communicate with each other. Let's stop acting like we don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? On us, some people, not everybody does that, but you know what I'm saying, we do this, act like we know each other so we can, like I said, you build rapport, you learn, and you can overcome things. Because like I said, a lot of times people be feeling their light flickering, and if someone is, it's our job to actually check and see. You know what I'm saying? Me myself, I gotta actually, try to know the estate of the flock. That's what the scripture's talking about. So yeah. Hey man, that was like I said, that was a mic dropper. So he brought it. So hey, Israel, man, y'all enjoy the rest of the day. Yeah, and get you some food, some drinks. Some of y'all probably got to eat while class is on. So I'm jealous of y'all. I'm about to eat in a little bit now. So let's have a good one. Grace and peace to the 12. Love y'all, Israel.
Much love, Israel.
For sure, for sure. Looking forward to seeing everybody can come down, man. Peace.